I shoot at these niggas, no bitching. Yeah, they see the cops, they bitching. Yeah.
Ay, ay, ay.
That's facts. I don't moan. I'm not a moaner.
We are live with the movie guys.
Oh, man.
I'm a moaner.
How you
All right.
moan?
Oh,
All right. Is that the first topic? Moaners.
Y'all want to have a moan room?
Oh.
Okay.
What's up, everybody? We are back.
One time, your turn.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah,
I'm being professional right
fuck.
That's your
now.
moan.
Hey, are we playing games on Movie Guy Podcast? We are moving.
Yeah, this ain't Weapon Wheel. We got a strict no game policy.
So it's acceptable to watch a movie while watching a Movie Guy podcast.
Yeah, as long as you shut the
while
fuck up.
being
Yeah,
there?
be quiet and watch it. Yeah, you can. Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm gonna put Training Day in the background.
Go ahead. Great movie. But
I'll go with one.
Sir, we can't have a heckler in our show, sir. We're trying to run a business.
Guess what, guys? We're back. It is the last Movie Guys podcast of 2023.
Moment of silence.
Real quick, give yourselves a round of applause. Everybody, go ahead. Round of applause. Just go ahead.
I'm about to stand up and start clapping.
Yep. Do it. Do your thing. Round of applause.
Yeah, man, we made it.
We made it a full year.
They said it wasn't going to happen.
21.
Yeah,
this
episode 21 of Movie Guys Podcast. We've been doing this for over a year now. I want to say thank you to everybody that's been supporting, everybody that's been watching, sharing, liking, everything.
I forgot. I just moaned in the mic. I forgot some family members watch this podcast sometime.
That's okay.
Yeah, so
let them know what you own.
You providing people entertainment, man. We appreciate it. But yeah, we back. Movie Guys Podcast, episode 21, last show of the year. We'll be back in the next couple of weeks in 2024. In the future. Sounds crazy. But today, for the last show of the year, we got a pretty big show. We got top 5 of 2023. We have bottom 5 of 2023, along with some honorable mentions, things that didn't make the top 5. Then we got some movie reviews. We saw some movies. We saw Iron Claw. We saw Aquaman. Well, Tyrek saw Aquaman. Yeah. Are we surprised? Are we surprised? And then we have I think that might be it for the reviews. But something happened after the last show that we didn't get to talk about. Jonathan Majors was fired from Marvel. He may be facing jail time. He may be facing probation. We don't know what's going to happen with the guy, but we will talk about that as well.
You think they're going to enforce Jim Crow law on him because he dressed like he's from that era?
Yeah, he'll be used to it. He'll be used to it. But
Ooh,
let's go ahead and jump in.
I'm about to make y'all mad with my list, boy.
Let me see. What y'all think we should do first? Do y'all think we should get the reviews out of the way? I think we should get the reviews out of the way.
Yeah, let's get the reviews out the way.
Okay. So why don't we start with the stinker? I mean the recent movie. Tyrek, you saw Aquaman, right?
I did.
Now before you get into it, let me say this. Before you get into it. Aquaman, what's the name of the fucking movie? Aquaman in the Lost Kingdom.
In the Lost Kingdom.
So this is Aquaman 2, the sequel to 2018's Aquaman with Jason Momoa. Came out December 22nd. The budget was $205 million.
God damn.
This is the last movie in the DCEU. Yep. His hair to be wet and wavy. This was the last movie in the DCEU. The DCEU is officially dead. Thank you, Jesus. And we got James Gunn saving us. But we'll see that in the next couple of years. Absolutely, I am sure. So this, just to set it up, this movie is a sequel. It follows Aquaman. He has a baby now. Black Manta is coming back to get revenge, and he has a new weapon that he thinks will finally let him kill Aquaman and become the king of Atlantis. And Aquaman needs help fighting him. Who does he find to get help? His own brother, Ocean Master, that you saw in the first movie. Tyrek, give us your review. What'd you think about the movie? Well, first, wait. Before you talk about this movie, did you like Aquaman 1? Were you a fan?
Yeah. I thought Aquaman 1 was actually pretty good superhero movie, or like an enjoyable watch overall. This movie is not as good as the first Aquaman movie, and I feel like they reshot this movie because of the Amber Heard stuff. So this movie's like a chopped up edit, and I feel like a lot of DC movies have the issue where like they'll have like a 4-hour, maybe like a 4-hour cut, and they cut it down to like 2.5 hours, and then I don't know. I feel like if your movie's 3 hours and it needs enough and those 3 hours are like gonna explain the story well, you might as well keep the movie 3 hours. So I feel like this movie, they had to cut the Amber Heard shit out, and then they had to like reshoot scenes and add it, because the premise of this movie was good, but I say the execution fucked off.
Wait, why did they take Amber Heard out?
Because the legal issue, her and Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
court case.
She couldn't shoot, or they just said we're gonna take you out.
No, it was just a bad look. They took her out.
It was a bad look. Yeah.
Wow.
So she's in the movie. So she's in the movie for one crazy action scene, and then it's like she's barely in the movie. Like she shows up and she does like nothing.
So I'm gonna bring that back up with the Jonathan Majors topic.
She just doesn't. It's like I feel like she had a way bigger role in the movie to play, especially with the baby, because she's obviously the mother of the baby. And she's barely in the movie. So I feel like a lot of the scenes that they added were comedy scenes, but Jason Momoa was just like, I feel like he's ad-libbing it. He's like, or freestyling it.
You know, they took a lot of scenes out of this movie. You know, they said this movie had 3 different Batman in it. They kept reshooting the scene with Bruce Wayne. First it was your boy Ben Affleck. Then they put Michael Keaton in it. Then they had 3 different Batman scenes. They all got cut.
Yeah. And this movie was supposed to come out 3 years ago. I don't think people understand. This movie got delayed like 3 times. So I feel like the original cut in this movie would have been a really, really good movie. This movie was a fun, like, meathead type of movie where, like, if you want to see like action and colors and shit, it's not Avatar. Like, you ain't seeing that type of shit. But I thought the CGI was pretty decent, actually pretty good compared to what we've gotten recently. It was pretty good for underwater. The only thing that was weird is like when they're underwater, they don't move that much. The only way you can tell they're really underwater if their hair is doing that weird shit. But I feel like the character models and like the actual like monsters and the creatures on there and like the actual like graphics look good. Like it goes good in motion when they are in motion. But I feel like when the humans are like down there,
don't go there, Alice.
Talking,
my fault. Oh, never mind.
When the movies when they're like down there and they're just like talking, it's just weird. It's like when the action is cool, but when they're just sitting there just talking to each other, it looks weird.
Let me ask you something, Tarek.
Yeah.
The first movie, some people say they like it, they love it. Me personally, I thought it was just okay. It actually put me to sleep in the theaters. But I will say this: the first Aquaman movie, beautiful visuals, the underwater CGI and everything look great. Is it kind of the same thing with this? Like the CGI and the visuals look really good in this?
Yeah. The CGI, the visuals, it's a good movie. That's why I feel like, all right, when I'm looking at Flash was an ugly movie to look at. This is actually a pretty good movie to actually visually look at. It's just that it's lacking the substance. I feel like Black Manta should have been the overarching villain. He's the villain in this movie, but he's more of a pawn. If you watch the movie, you kind of get it. I feel like if they made him the main focus, the main like actual like bad guy in this movie, it would have been a better movie. Because I feel like in the first movie he was pretty good. Like I feel like he had a compelling like backstory. He actually had a real reason to want to fucking kill Aquaman. Like he had like Aquaman kind of made his like abandoned his dad, did or die and shit on the sub in the first movie, and so he had an actual good reason to want to like off this nigga. And I feel like they kind of put him in the background. It was just a lot of jumpy shit. Like it's not a bad. If you watch it, it's a fun meathead. You'll forget it in like a week. Like it's not something you're gonna remember. But I wouldn't say it's like fuck, man. Why am I here watching this movie? You buy some popcorn, you get a good drink. It's a fun watch. DCU's over. I mean, it doesn't really mean anything. That's another thing. I didn't have high expectations anyway because I'm like, fuck, the movie doesn't count.
Let me
So
ask
to
you
me, I
this.
was just like, yeah, it was.
I got one last
whatever.
question. So this is the last year of the DCU. We saw Flash, Blue Beetle, Aquaman. What do you rank those three in order?
Oh well, I don't want to spoil my list, but Blue Beetle is definitely at the bottom. That shit was ass. Flash is definitely the one.
He a hater.
Flash is definitely no. You know what? It's hard. It's like
Blue Beetle was good.
Diarrhea.
Y'all gotta. Blue
Like,
Beetle was good.
No. I'm gonna explain it. It's like you got
Beetle's
diarrhea on one
ass.
side.
It
And
was
you got
not.
like
It was not that.
you got diarrhea on one side, which is Flash, and then you got like hard stool on the other side, which is like Blue Beetle. They both shit. It just one is messier than another, and Flash is probably the messiest one, so it's the worst one. Then Blue Beetle, and I feel like Aquaman's the best one.
Okay, bet. So, what do you give Aquaman 2 out of 10?
6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. And then, would you recommend people watch this movie at home or go to the theaters while they can?
Like I said, this is like a movie. I mean, shit.
It'll be on HBO in like a few weeks.
I would have watched this at home.
Okay.
I just go to the movie and watch this shit and just like get the visual. And I watched it in 3D, and it should look really good in 3D. So watch it in 3D.
Okay. Well, there you have it. 6 out of 10. Good review. I'm actually going to see Aquaman tomorrow. Not by choice, obviously. I have a younger brother. He wanted me to take him, so we're going to go see Aquaman. I'm going to have a nice 2-hour nap. So yeah. But yeah, let's get into the next review. So a movie came out also on the same day, 22nd. The Iron Claw. If you don't know, The Iron Claw is the newest movie. It has Zac Efron in the starring lead, and it's based on a true story. It's about the Von Erich family. They're a family of wrestlers, starting with their father. And pretty much
basically the first wrestling family, the most legendary wrestling family.
Yeah, of all the videos and things that I've watched, interviews from actual wrestlers and things like that, they basically say that these guys were like the Kennedys of wrestling. That's the analogy that a lot of them use. Very big family in wrestling. So the movie's about them. We'll get into the review, but essentially based on a true story, the movie is about how this family in the late 70s and 80s, during their careers, they dealt with a lot of tragedy, a lot of death in the family. The father had 5 sons, and pretty much most of his sons died one after the other. And so that's what the movie's about. It's telling you about their history, how they started in wrestling, and pretty much what happens to them and how they end up. So that movie came out. Zac Efron plays Kevin Von Erich. He's the older brother that's in the group. Which Kevin Von Erich is still alive today, so you can watch some interviews with him talking about the movie. But I want to get into the review. So I saw it, Red Peck saw it yesterday, and then Jack Move saw it. Jack Move is in here now. Jack Move, how did you feel about the Iron Claw?
Ooh, the Iron Claw. Now let me preface this by saying, I do fuck with the wrestling. I used to be a huge wrestling fan. I'm not really
up to date with it now. Didn't know a lot about the Von Erichs, man. The only thing I knew about them was that, like you said, they had a lot of tragedy in the family.
Yeah.
So I went and checked out the Iron Claw on Christmas, man. I thought it was a really dope movie. Now I will say this: after coming home and doing more research on the family,
Mhm.
I like the movie slightly less, and I'm gonna tell you why. They left out. Now, of course, they're gonna leave out certain shit, but they left out, I feel like, a key
Like 2
component to
brothers,
this
nigga.
movie. Yeah, and see, okay, so this is not a spoiler because it is a true story. So there was 6 brothers, right? There are 6
Right.
brothers in real life is 6 brothers. The
Yeah.
movie only covers 5 of the 6 brothers. I did
Yeah.
not know that. So,
Yeah.
and one of the brothers they didn't cover ended up dying, right? So,
Yeah.
Could it be one of them
They
situations
they
where his family didn't approve it, to where he's like, "Nah, don't put him in
No,
the
the
movie"?
director explained it. He essentially
so
said he gave 2 reasons. He said, one, the movie would have been longer because they would have had to put it in there, and because this
yeah.
movie, they were trying to make the movie with a smaller budget. If the movie would have been longer, it might not have been able to get made. That was his
Yeah,
main
so it
reason.
was
The second reason was the brother that died that they didn't show in the movie. His death is very similar to another death that happened in the family, and he felt like it would have been overly depressing and it would have been kind of redundant because their deaths were
so
very
it was
similar.
it was already overly depressing.
I think they should have added it, and they
Yeah,
could have. They
shit,
could
I
have.
agree.
they
Right.
they
In
might
my
as well
opinion,
have.
when you do biopics, I want it to be as stick to as what happened as much as possible. So I agree with Jack, but I still enjoyed them.
And I can't. They could even. I ain't gonna say breeze through it, but they could have did. Like those
Yeah.
deaths. Like so many people died in his family, bro.
Yep.
Well, specifically his siblings. So many of his siblings died. I'm not gonna even. So they could have shown that. The fact that they just left out a complete brother, I was like, damn. Like what the hell?
Yep.
I didn't even know. So
Maybe it was the budget. Like he was like, if we use all 6 brothers,
man.
then that's gonna be an
Because
X amount for a whole
But
nother
Jack,
they show
actor.
okay. Let me. Well, it's not a spoiler if you know the Von Erichs. All his fucking brothers died, right? So
Yep.
instead of showing, they showed 5 brothers died. Why you couldn't show the? I mean, they
Are
showed
these
4
like
brothers die.
gruesome deaths, or are they just like
No,
bad luck?
I mean,
One
most
of
of
them
them
was health related. The others were suicides.
and one of them died in the freak accident. He was Kevin Von Erich is the oldest brother living, but they had an older brother. He they didn't show this, but they mentioned that he
They
he
didn't. Yeah, they didn't.
no,
It's
he
not like they did.
electrocuted himself. He was young. He was like, I don't know how he was a little kid. He electrocuted himself and he ended up like drowning in some snow. So that was their oldest brother. But I feel like that was my biggest issue. Other than that, bro, the movie was cool. You know what I mean? That the performances was great. They had my dude from what the fuck is that? The Bear. They had him in there. The main dude from the
Yeah.
Bear. I think he was on Shameless.
Yep.
He played
He played
Carrie,
Carrie.
was it?
Carrie.
Yeah,
Yep.
Carrie Von Erich. It was just a dope movie, man. I was fucking with the performances. I just wish it would have been more historically accurate. That's my biggest issue with this movie. I would still say it's worth a watch if you if you like good movies.
I got a question for the people that saw it.
Go ahead.
So, are the acting performances, are they something? Because y'all keep talking about the story is sad, the yada 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 is just depressing.
No, that's
What
Red
makes
Pick.
it
Go ahead.
well? What makes it sad? Is it the story itself, or were the acting performances so believable? Where it's like I feel like I'm watching real pain and strife.
I'm gonna
Because
say
there's a
no.
difference.
I'm gonna say no. The reason it's sad to me is because I know this shit really happened in real life. But as far as the performances, I wouldn't say none of the performances was like they was good, they were
Stellar.
serviceable. Yeah, but I wouldn't say like, oh my god, I can't believe. Nah, man, it wasn't none of that going on,
'Cause
bro.
Yeah.
The reason why I asked is because I'm all to the good for like sad movies, because sometimes you not even need to see. It's good to see cinema be able to make you believe like, oh, this shit is actually happening, even if it's nonfiction or fiction.
Right.
And Killers of the Flower Moon, loosely based on a true story, or maybe even not that loose, that had some pain. Like the actors was selling that shit. Leo was
Right.
selling it. His wife was selling it. What was her name? What was her name? Forgot her fucking name. But him and his wife, I believe them scenes. The family crying, shit like that. Because that, I know y'all saw that movie too, right? You saw that, Jack?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I ain't,
Bro,
I'm glad you brought that
you
up,
ain't
Alex.
you ain't seen that movie, but that's another movie where everyone is dying, like, and it's sad. It's like some fucked up shit, and that was one of the main reasons why I was like, okay, I might go see this movie if the acting is so good to where Zac Efron is saying, yeah, y'all the niggas didn't know I had this bag. Like, I know my jawline is strong as shit because I got surgery. But
Well, I'll tell you
I've
this.
never seen him act like this though.
Yeah, I'll
It's
tell you
probably the
this.
first
Nah,
time.
he's been a Disney comedy guy.
This
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
this wasn't like a Leonardo DiCaprio's Oscar-winning level performance from Zac Efron, but it was his
Yeah.
best performance to date. This is the best
Yeah.
movie he's acted in to date. He gave a really good performance. I'll jump into my review because I want Red Pig to go last week so we can bounce off of some things I know he's going to say.
Pause.
For me, I was never really a big wrestling fan. I got into it when I was like 14, 13, 14, watched it for a few years, and then I fell off of it. So I have some, history with wrestling, but I'm not as big of a fan as like maybe Jack or Red Peg. And I didn't really know anything about the Von Erichs prior to seeing the movie. So I kind of went into it, blind a little bit. I knew the tragedy that happened, but I didn't know all the details. So getting into the movie, just bouncing off some of the things that Jack said, the performances right away, I was impressed. Very good performances. Zac Efron did well. Jeremy Allen White, that's his name. He's from The Bear. He was in Shameless. He's a great actor, bro. He's been killing shit. Even when on Shameless, he was good as fuck. He was probably one of the best people on that show, and he's one of the best people in The Bear. So I already knew what to expect for him. He did a great job in this movie. I don't know the actor's name, but one of the other brothers in the film, he plays David Von Erich. He did a really good job. So the performances were strong. One of the things I like about this movie, when they show the wrestling matches, and I found this out later, they filmed full-on wrestling matches. Like, it wasn't like they just edited and cut some scenes together. They trained, the actors
Like
trained, like the actors actually trained with Chavo Guerrero, an actual wrestler. They trained with him for like 3 months, and they actually filmed them doing in-ring wrestling. They fully filmed it with a live audience, and to me, it looks really good. Like, it looks believable. It don't look like some niggas just doing fake moves. These niggas is actually jumping off top ropes. They actually doing real wrestling moves. They were trained, and you could tell. So I thought that was very good. They went to crazy lengths with the getting their bodies right. Pause. But like, all the actors, they look fucking. But like Zac Efron, I've never seen this nigga look like the Terminator. He's big as shit. The dude from The Bear, he looks crazy.
Well, he seemed like, but the Bear nigga seemed like he be buff anyway. Like, I've seen pictures of him from The Bear. And I'm like, why is this nigga so fucking big? Pause.
He is, but I also think, especially if you watch season 2 of The Bear, he was probably preparing for this movie while he was filming that. So that's another reason why. But yeah, just a really good movie, great performances. Get into the story of it. Like I said, I didn't know the full history of the Von Erichs. I knew the gist of it, but I didn't know how everything happened. This movie, minus the one brother that they didn't show, like Jack mentioned, they show you one by one what happens to each of the brothers. It's not really a spoiler, but I don't know if I want to get into too much detail because I would like people to see the movie. But essentially, you see what happens to the brothers. You're right. You see how they die. I'll say this: David Von Erich, the youngest brother after Kevin, he did not die from suicide. He was actually away in Japan, and they said that he had a rupture in his small intestine, and that he died in his sleep.
Right before he was going to win the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah,
from Ric Flair.
yeah.
No, he was finally getting his big break. Like, every time they was finna get their big break, like, some fuckery would happen.
Right.
Like, yeah.
And the theme of the movie is their dad has always thought that they had a curse in the family. So you see these things happen, and you're like, oh, they all think it's part of the curse. Now, after I watched the movie, I watched some videos, did some research. Ric Flair and a few other wrestlers, they say that David Von Erich died from, overdose. That's their, rumor or theory. But according to the autopsy, it was a rupture in the small intestine.
How the fuck they gonna say, yeah, they say that, but we think it's this? How the fuck you gonna tell them what the doctor
Yeah, I
said?
know.
It might have contributed to it. You never know.
But aside from that, I mean, most
like
of
pain
the other
medication,
brothers,
like pain reliever and shit.
Maybe
the other
on
brothers, they
coke.
were suicides. But you see what happens to them. You see what leads to it. I feel like I'm getting long-winded, but just to kind of wrap up my review, The movie is very good. I love the performances. I love the way the movie was shot, just like the camera angles. The movie is set in like the late 70s and 80s, and it has that feel to it, like they put like some type of film grain or filter over it.
Is it like the Holdovers with the way they shot that?
Not quite, because the Holdovers, like they used actual cameras from the 70s or some shit. This movie is not like that. It just has like a little film grain, like a little color to the tint, like but yeah, I just like the way it was filmed. The wrestling matches look good. And if you're a fan of wrestling, this movie has a lot of like Easter eggs and callbacks to the wrestling of that time. Late 70s, early 80s.
Do they have Junkyard Dog in there?
No, Ric Flair's in the movie. The dude that played Ric Flair, he looked the part, but like
he was bad.
Not
He was bad.
bro,
He
he
was
did
bad.
like woo, woo, bro. That shit sounded. I'm like, who
Bro,
did they
people
get to
started-
do this, bro?
The people in the theater start laughing when he did it.
Yes.
Yeah,
It was bad. It was bad. It was bad. It was bad.
That's probably the worst performance in the movie, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, he didn't do Ric Flair justice.
What
but,
did the Woo sound like? It wasn't.
He was like, bro. It didn't even sound close. Bro. It didn't sound like he was trying, bro.
Like,
How did it
whoa, like,
sound?
whoa, it was like whoa or some shit.
You know, Ric Flair was like, whoa. He was like, whoa. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, what? He was like, what the fuck is this shit?
Okay,
bro?
what's worse, him as Ric Flair or Flex Alexander's Michael Jackson?
Oh, I'm gonna say Flex Alexander because that was
Yeah.
absolutely atrocious. Like,
Yeah, we gotta have that as a movie night.
nah, that shit. I remember watching that joke. That shit was crazy.
Nigga, I remember my mom bought that shit. She bought it without seeing no trailers. We sat there in silence, and I remember in the middle of the movie, she said, "The hell is this shit?" Bro, I was nigga, we got like 30 minutes into the movie. She said, "What the hell is this shit?"
That shit was crazy.
But
Okay,
I'll wrap up
We'll go
my
to the next
review just
topic.
by saying this.
Oh, my bad.
A lot of the talk about the movie from some people is like, "Oh, the story is so depressing." It is a very sad movie. It's a depressing movie. It's something that happened in real life, yes.
I mean,
But
that's
the
real
movie
life,
itself is still enjoyable. Like it's very good acting. It's a very good story. You get to see the story of these brothers and his family.
You know,
That's what I found enjoyment in. Right. So yes, it is a sad movie, but there's
Wanda, you
still
know
some
what, Wanda?
enjoyment to be had. Go ahead.
I'm a person that I do get emotionally attached to characters, and like I could watch some shit like Snowfall and get like depressed, or The Wire or some shit. I didn't get depressed watching this movie, bro. I don't know if it was because I knew
Me neither.
what was
Like
gonna happen.
I
I didn't get sad, bro.
See, like it made me emotional because I have brothers, so like that part hit home. But it didn't make me like damn, like fuck. Like it just made me like I'll tell you what happened. I saw the movie, and at the end of the movie, there's a scene where Kevin Von Erich is basically looking at his children, and he's like, "Damn, they have each other. I don't have my brothers." That's pretty much how the movie ends, and then his sons console him. That scene to me is what made me like, damn, I need to appreciate my brothers more. Like I have brothers, and we love each other, but we maybe don't
You
spend
don't
as
fuck
much
with
time.
them like that.
Well, no, I'm just saying like we maybe don't see each other as much as we should. Like that's what I got out of the movie.
This made you want to call your brothers. Made you want to call your
Well,
brothers.
coincidentally I saw this movie on Christmas Eve, and I got to see them later on that day, so it kind of worked
You
out.
just hugged
But
him and cried.
Yeah, but you gave him a big old hug.
and I
Licked
ain't
him
doing
on
all
the
that.
forehead.
But yeah, really good
Hey,
movie. I definitely
I got a
recommend.
question for y'all.
The movie is still in theaters, so I would recommend go seeing it. But it should be streaming pretty soon. But yeah, go ahead, Alex.
I was gonna say, y'all probably don't have a bunch of wrestling movies at the tip of your brain. Would y'all, if this was like a new wave, like genre of like the real darker stories of wrestling figures, would y'all appreciate that, or do y'all think this is a good one-off? Like you don't really need.
I mean, they have a few. Like there's a
world of-
movie called The Wrestler, I think, with Mickey Rourke. That came out.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, I
I've
forgot about that
actually
one.
never seen that movie.
Me neither.
I've heard it's
I've
good. I've
al-
only
I've
seen
always
parts
wanted
of
to
it.
see it.
I've heard it's good.
I always want to watch that.
You also have the Foxcatcher movie, which is about Olympic wrestling. That was a true story. Niggas got murdered in that movie. Pause. Well, I ain't gonna say pause, but yeah. Let me think. I think there's a show on Showtime or HBO. What's it called? It got the dude from Arrow. He was in a show about wrestling. Stephen Amell. Hold on, let me see. What's it called? It's called Heels. It actually got canceled this year, but I think it has like 2 or 3 seasons. It's called Heels. That's another show about wrestling that I've heard was pretty good. I haven't watched it myself. But yeah, so there's been movies and shows about the life of wrestling and some of the truer stories behind it. But to answer Alex's question, me personally, I would definitely like to see more of that. They have documentaries like what's it called?
Yeah, I think that's what they always do. Because they
What's
got
it
so
called?
much
The
footage of them
the
fighting.
dark side of the ring or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
like the
yeah,
main one right
But
now.
yeah,
it's easy to do a documentary like,
yeah.
oh, this is him in that fight when he actually was battling diabetes, and I'm like, yeah, nigga, we can see flu games all day. I want to see I would want to see the cinematic, like, you know what I
I
mean,
would
like
like to see more of that. I would like
Chris
to see more.
Benoit movie, nigga.
The
That shit
only
would be
the only
fucking
problem
fun.
with that, which I agree with you, I would like to see that, is that WWE owns so much of like wrestling history now. I feel like they would try to sensationalize shit or like
Yeah.
sway it in their favor.
I mean,
That's the only reason I wouldn't want to see it done.
maybe they could see the success of this. Like, hopefully, this seems like one of them movies where I haven't seen it, granted, but if y'all saying this is really good and Zac Efron's best performance, they might try to do him like a solid. Because y'all know in Hollywood and movie shit like that, when an actor does something that we are not used to them, or they finally done something that's broken them from the typecast that they usually do,
Yeah.
award shows try to reward them for that. Especially a Disney kid. Zac Efron went from High School Musical to this serious ass role. They might try to give him some shit off that.
I mean, there's a lot of award shows for movies more than just the Oscars. I definitely think he'll win some awards, but I don't think he'll win an Oscar just because there's too much competition on the Oscars. But
Leo getting that fucking Oscar for this year, bro, or fucking Robert De Niro, because they always get that nigga something.
But real quick, let's get Red Pig's review of the movie, then we can jump into some discussion. Red Pig, what you thought about the? Well, first, Red Pig, what was your history with Devon Eric? Did you know about the story for real? Did you learn some shit?
My papa, he put me on wrestling and shit. I knew about him, especially Kerry, because he was the only one who made it to WWE. And if you played the game one time, he's one of the DLC characters for WWE 2K 23. So yeah.
Wait,
but
last year's game or this year's game?
This year's.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I do want to say, yeah, you touched on it. That nigga, Zac Efron physique in this movie is fucking insane, nigga.
Bro, he
like
looks
one of the first shots
ridiculous.
you see. I know he was in pain doing this movie, like getting to that point. Nigga, he had to bulk and cut and not eat and that shit. Yeah, or eat too much.
Bro, like his abdomen,
nigga, his back.
It looks like a barrel. A barrel
Yeah.
with fucking red abs. The nigga looks like a fucking Terminator. He's like a monster. Like this shit is crazy.
That nigga was definitely on gear.
Bro, I was
He
like,
got
Kevin was never that big.
Yeah, I looked at videos of Kevin Von Erich. He was a big dude, but
Yeah,
he was not
big.
like
He was that big.
Zac Efron.
If anything,
he went
I thought Kerry was the swollest one out of all of them. But the pictures I seen.
Yeah.
No, what the fuck? But
yeah, I'm mad at some titty meat. Shout out Zac Efron.
This movie, the one time kept pushing me go see. I'm like, I know the story, I know how fucked up it is. I don't want to see this shit. And here we go. I see it. This movie is extremely depressing. I wish I didn't see it. If you know the Von Erich story, you should really know what you get into for this movie. I mean, it's a good movie. Don't get me wrong. I would never ever watch this movie again.
Cause it's
very
sad?
sad, very sad, very sad. After like the hour mark, this movie is sad as
I'm gonna
fuck.
wait till he done and I'm gonna come back to you.
As far as the movie go, great performances and story. I do wish the movie was more blunt about the tragedies being due to wrestling and poor parents, because their mom and dad was fucked up in the head.
Yeah.
Then they kept trying to make it seem like it was a curse. I didn't like that for real in that movie.
But they showed the bad parenting.
They did, but they kept harping on it being a curse for real, and it was really their dad just being a fucked up person and shit, and pushing all them boys to wrestle when they really didn't want it. This is by far, in my opinion, Zac Efron's best performance in the movie. I have more to say about this movie. I took some notes, man.
Yeah, go ahead. Go on.
Also the omission of Chris Von Erich and also Jack. MJF was supposed to be Lance Von Erich.
He's in the movie, but it's for a very small
Who the
scene.
fuck is
Yeah,
Lance?
it start
Machine
Who
Gun
is
Kelly.
Lance?
Look.
Oh, I know Lance Von Erich.
from AEW. He was
Oh yeah,
supposed to be,
they added a fake Von Erich at one point, which
Yeah.
that was not in the movie either. So this family.
No,
is very
they said it's in the movie because
Yeah.
I missed it. Apparently, it's in the movie, but it's a very small scene. Like in MGF.
So when they
Yeah.
showed MJF, he was Lance Von Erich.
Yes, and he didn't have no speaking
Yeah.
roles.
Oh,
He didn't have no
Yeah,
speaking
no.
role.
But that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying though. So that was a part of their story too. They added a fake Von Erich brother, which was Lance Von Erich.
Yeah.
which they call flack for, but I guess they showed in like a montage. They didn't really. They didn't really come
Yeah,
out
they
on
didn't.
that
Yeah, that
stuff,
was a small scene.
Yeah, they didn't touch on him much. They really didn't touch on a lot in this movie. This movie glossed over so many timelines and shit.
It should have been
And
like 30 more minutes. I'm gonna be real, bro.
yeah, it glossed over a lot of shit and a lot of shit that happened in the WCCW. But I guess it was more about the family, so that don't matter, right? So
And they own their own wrestling
yeah,
organization. Yeah, World Class Championship Wrestling.
yeah. So
Yep.
the story it's a cool movie, man. If you want to learn more about them, you should go see it. This movie is depressing as fuck. After the first brother die, you know, oh fuck, here we go again, nigga. And with Mike, nigga, the Michael, his whole demise, nigga, that shit was sad as
Yeah,
fuck,
that was sad.
nigga.
That was sad.
Because his they dad's so fucked up in this movie, bro. They dad is a bitch ass nigga. You find out that this is a spoiler, right? Yeah, you find out that his dad was really taking Kevin bought in a lot of money, but he made a fraction of that shit. So basically his dad was like, yeah, you think staying in his house was free? So I'm like, damn dog, this shit was sad. It's not only sad because the brothers was dying, nigga, it's sad because the family was so fucked up. And the mom was like, what was it? What the mom was like? Go talk to. He said. Kevin was like, he's being too hard on Mike. And his mom was like, I don't care, basically.
Yeah, she's like, go
So
deal with that.
Sound like the
yeah,
Jackson 5,
Go
nigga.
talk to
he
your dad.
said, go do it. Yeah, and not only this, fucking the dad. I think it's when what's the first brother that died? What's his name?
David.
Yeah, when David died, the dad was like, I don't want to see you cry, boys. I'm like, what the fuck?
See what?
And
the
they was
father-
feeding into the curse right there. So I'm like, what the fuck?
The thing about it, the dad was kind of living vicariously through them because the dad was a
Yeah.
famous wrestler too. Like
Yeah.
his name was Fritz Von Erich. But
Fritz
the
Von
thing
Erich, yeah.
was, he quit the wrestling business early to raise his family, and he never got the world championship.
Yeah.
So his whole life was just he wanted to build his sons up to the point where they all
Yep.
could like win the world championship type shit. So
Yeah.
when one of them died, he was like, shit, next man up, like let's
Yep,
get
next
it,
man
like,
up, and he went
like fuck that
straight
nigga,
to
we on to
Terry.
the next one,
Right.
like type shit. So
Yeah. Also, they so in a movie, another thing in a movie, when Kerry won a championship from Ric Flair, it seemed like it seem like he lost his leg right after that match when it happened 2 years after.
Yeah, it was. I
So
remember
it's kind
that.
of
Yeah,
confusing. Yeah, I have to look
they
that up.
condensed the
So I was like,
timeline
what
in
the
the
fuck?
movie.
Yeah. So it didn't.
Yeah.
I ain't like that.
that was crazy too. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, but
that whole scene, I was like,
that's
damn.
one of those things where it's like they had to Hollywood-fy it. It makes if it were a movie, it makes sense to do that. But even though it didn't really
I was
happen.
like,
it wasn't accurate. Yeah, that's true.
yeah, they glossed over that shit. It was cool. I like they had Harley racing them in there. I like how they touched on Kevin being a shit talker and shit, and David was the guy who was good with it, and Kerry was alright with it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
mic
like
skills.
that part. Yeah, and if you go back and watch videos, that nigga Kevin is ass at promos. He's stuttering and shit. Yeah, it's pretty. That was a nice touch. Yeah, this is a great movie. I gave it a 8 out of 10. I just will never watch this movie again.
I see, and that's great.
Super,
I'd
super
actually would
depressing.
agree with that. It's 8 out of 10. Jack, what would you say out of 10?
Ooh. I give you a solid 8.5.
Yeah, that's
That ain't bad, bro. Y'all didn't
It's-
have any.
Bro,
it's a good movie. It's a good
Yeah,
movie.
it's a good
bro.
movie.
And it's based
So
on
y'all
a
didn't
true
y'all have
story.
doubts? Did Zac Efron not make y'all have any doubts? Or y'all didn't care?
No.
That wasn't a.
Nah.
He did
Okay,
he did his thing.
Bro, Zac Efron was like pushing 40. High School Musical was over 10 years ago.
Is he pushing 40? What the hell?
He's mid-30s. He's like 34, 35. He's like 34. So,
The sad part is,
Oh,
some
and,
people don't get out of the Disney way of acting. You know what I'm saying?
and he's
So,
done. He's
Alex.
done a lot of movies in the last few years. They just haven't really been big movies.
Hmm.
So Al, I got a question for you, right?
What's up?
So me and my time we was talking last night, So what do you think is sadder, seeing brothers die in front of each other while having shitty parents, or seeing a couple,
So you setting this up
Native
all wrong.
Americans
Hold on.
getting slaughtered? What's more depressing?
Hold on. He's setting this up all
Seeing
wrong.
brothers, seeing a brotherly demise, a bromance.
So
a
wait.
bromance.
Let me set this
What?
up.
Come on.
I think that's wrong.
Earlier, Alex brought up.
Go
Alex brought up Kills of the Flower Moon, right? And he talked about how you actually see the sadness and the actors actually sell it. Not to mention it's based on a true story. The shit that happened in that movie actually happened, right? Me and Red Pig had a conversation the other day. So I'll go back even further. After I saw the movie, I said, Red Pig, you have to go see this movie. You're a wrestling fan. This movie is about a wrestling family. It's based on a true story. And it's a good movie. You'll like it. The whole time he's saying, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Oh, it's going to be too depressing. It's going to be too sad. Finally, he decides, okay, you know what? I'm going to go see it. The nigga sees the movie. He gets out the movie and says, it's depressing as fuck. I'm never going to watch it again. But I would watch Flower Moon again. And then he goes on to say that this movie with the wrestlers is more depressing than Kills of the Flower Moon. Now,
why do you keep bringing up the fact that it's wrestlers and I'm keep
hold
saying
on.
it's
Let me
brothers?
finish. All I'm saying is it's not a competition. It's not what's more sad, what's more depressing. They're both fucked up and they both really happen. They're both sad. I just don't agree with Red Pick saying that the movie is so sad that he'll never watch it again, but he's okay watching a 4-hour movie of innocent Native American women, children, and men get murdered senselessly. He's okay watching that though. It just don't make sense to me. It doesn't compute. Why doesn't it hit? Why doesn't it? They're both depressing as fuck.
That doesn't hit as hard as seeing all these brothers, six brothers, and well, my bad.
It don't hit as hard to you. That's your opinion. You trying to make it seem like it's fact.
Nah, seeing those brothers die like that and seeing this shitty situation with their parents, nigga, that's sad. That's way more sad.
Without spoiling Flower Moon, you literally see a woman and her husband get blown the fuck up. You literally see a man get shot point blank in the back of his head by a nigga he thought he was cool with.
That's not sad. That's like, oh shit, that's more fuck, bro.
Yeah,
Flower Moon is more fucked up than
you see a woman get poisoned by her own husband and die.
Yeah, in my opinion, watching brothers like come from which a seemingly abusive household, I ain't seen it, but to me, just the idea of a nigga tricked this woman, fell in love with her, but even still having love for this woman, he's still taking advantage of her and basically creating a miniature genocide of her tribe.
Bro, you saw
he's laying
scenes
next to her, having to like her, like lie to her, and
Alex,
that final scene, final scene where they have that in the courthouse and she just stares at him, and he
Alex,
like, bro,
remember that scene where the dude was talking about his kids and said he would kill them to get the fucking inheritance? Come on.
I didn't kill him yet.
Y'all niggas laughed at that. Everybody laughed at that.
Yeah, I feel like people laughed at it, but it wasn't like, ha ha ha, it's really funny. It's just, damn, this dude is really saying this shit like he's dead fucking serious.
The movie is all I'm saying is this. It's like I said, it's not a competition. What's more sad? They're both depressing movies.
Yeah.
I just don't understand your stance that the movie about them brothers getting killed is more depressing and that you would never watch it again, but you'd be okay watching Flower Moon again. It don't make sense to me. I don't get it.
I don't want to see. That's sad. That movie it just is way sadder.
It would make sense if you said, personally, the Von Erich story touched me more. But you're not saying that. You're saying the Von Erich story is factually harder to digest. That's what you're saying. You said it as a fact, and it's not a fact. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is. It's not a fact.
Bro,
if Alex Tyrek ain't seen this movie, they would agree that Iron Claw is much sadder. Is a much sadder movie.
Shit, like, now that I think about it, like the way they were killing, like the house blowing up, how they shot like the sister.
Bro, they were murdered.
Bro,
like,
innocent people.
I think it's like sad. It's a difference between sad and like fucked up. Flower Moon is like fucked up. Like, oh shit.
No, I think it's just one of you have more of a connection.
That's sad as fuck.
You have a connection to one more than the other. That's all it is. You're thinking.
I think it's because he likes wrestling. I think
that's what I agree. But he won't say that. He won't say that.
Yeah, I'm not, bro.
Red Pit, I mean, we ain't gotta keep going in circles, but I mean, that's why I was asking y'all to begin. I said, is the acting job believable?
The acting is very well. That everybody did a good job. The dad, the brothers.
I just think both movies are equally depressing. I can't put. They're both depressing movies. I just don't. I don't understand Red Pig's takes on. That's all. I just wanted to bring that up.
Flower Moon was like, action bombastic. You see niggas house blowing that. Oh shit,
bombastic.
I'm
dead.
See, and that's another thing too. I feel like Flower Moon.
This movie, like it's like, Oh
But see, that's
shit,
another
the
thing
brother
too, real
died.
quick. I feel like
Oh shit,
Flower Moon.
another brother died.
I feel like
And you
Flower
just
Moon
see them go
was
through that.
easier to digest and more entertaining because they kind of sensationalized the violence a little bit.
They did. They
But
didn't
it's
sensationalize it.
still fucked up. Like it's
Yeah,
fucked
that's
up.
what I'm saying. It's fucked up. It's not, oh my god, it's so sad like Ironclaw is.
Listen, I'm gonna
Well,
go see it. I'm gonna go see it.
real quick, I just want to say, Jack, thanks for coming in and giving your review. Feel free to stick around if you want, but I know you got a new TV. You probably want to go mess around with that new TV.
Yeah,
Put on
I'm
some
tinkering with the settings right now.
yeah,
man.
put on some Sarah J.
Yeah.
I mean, some TMNT. So yeah.
Hey man, the porn on this TV looks fucking horrible, yo. I'm so sorry. The casting
Yeah.
is fucking trash.
Well, that's
on
why
this
you
TV,
cast
yo.
him.
You have your
Go on
VRR? Got your VRR on?
you know that joint got a web browser. Go on the web browser on the TV.
He don't get a fucking virus on his new TV.
Hey man, listen.
But yeah, that was our review for Iron Claw. It's still in theaters. Go check it out.
I mean, y'all have a good podcast, man.
Appreciate
All
it.
right,
Me
man.
too. Thanks. Love you lots.
Yes, sir.
But let's go ahead and get into the next part of the show. We're gonna do our top fives.
Wait.
What? What?
I seen a nice movie this weekend. You know, gotta support the
Oh
anime
wait.
guys,
What
you know.
movie you saw?
I seen a movie, okay movie called Migration. You know,
Oh, I forgot. That's right. You did. Say that.
yeah. Shame on you. We need to support more animated movie features. I went in this movie, bunch of fucking kids. I was kind of pissed, irritated. Sitting with white parents. You know, white people don't really know how to control their fucking kids. Niggas standing up and shit.
Well, I don't think
This
it's
is
a
my
race thing.
peripheral
I
view.
think all parents, that bringing kids to the movies
No,
is a
it
terrible
was
thing to do.
I be forgetting
no,
one time
it was
biracial.
white. It was white. Oh yeah, he is. Yeah, but
I'm
oh,
not
you
actually.
gonna have a white kid one day. Yeah, this shit pissed me off. But
Before
got
you
a
get into the
kid, you know,
review, what is the movie about?
oh, I forgot, man. It's about these ducks. They have a dad. Their dad is pussy. He don't want them to go migrate and travel the world. All of a sudden, these other flocks of ducks come by and like they seem cool and shit. Wife threatened to leave them. They get mad. He like, well, let's go migrate. And the adventure, they go migrate to Jamaica. They meet a cast of friends. They meet a cast of friends along the way. They get threatened. People like to eat duck. I never had duck before. I know how it tastes, but they get hunted and all that
Very
shit.
thin. Yeah.
This movie is very simple. The animation is fucking gorgeous, nigga. I don't know if y'all seen my Instagram story, but the water in this the movie is gorgeous, dog.
Is it better than Elemental?
Oh, you talking about overall of the visuals?
Yeah, just visually, the water, all of that.
It's up there, dog. Because Illumination catching up to Pixar when it comes to like animation visually, dog. Is getting close. But the movie is simple, fun lesson. Yeah, it's a simple story. 6 out of 10.
Nigga said, "Go. We gotta support 6 out of 10." All right.
I mean, if you got kids, you wanna waste time, yeah, go support this
So
movie.
the kids will
6
love
out of
it.
10, but go support.
The
Go spend
kids,
money
the
though.
kids will love it. This movie is not like a Pixar movie. Pixar, they have things for adults and kids, and Pixar you throw your bone every now and then. This movie, straight for kids.
They saying Illumination just ain't there yet with Pixar, man. That's what they saying. The
They're
streets.
not visually they catching up, but
Just the
when it
story.
comes to
They had a
when it comes to
Despicable Me, I
substance,
guess.
nah. But it's funny. They making a killing. They movies are financial successes while Pixar is struggling right now.
That
Nigga,
is true.
Minions made like $1 billion. Like
And
a
then they
billion
have
plus.
Mario. Yeah, they got
Yeah, Mario this year. So even if this movie flop, which I don't know how it's doing, they already got a W with Mario. So yeah,
Shit
Illumination
definitely
is
flop.
killing it, nigga.
Does seem
While
weird to
Pixar is
release this movie
struggling.
close to Christmas. It seems more like a fall movie, maybe. I don't know.
Cause the Pixar, man, they need to get it together, man. Just need to start go back to making fun movies without too much of a complicated message.
Okay,
Yeah, I want to see that lampshade jump on something.
But then again, that's what Pixar known for, man. Complicated messages. It's tough out here, man.
I guess that complicated messages. Let's get into this top 5 best and worst, bro. I'm over it.
Yeah, so the next part of the show we're gonna do our top 5 of the year, bottom 5 of the year, and then some honorable mentions. Now
Time to
I want
bottom
to
brag.
start off with let's do our bottom 5s first. And we'll just go in order. So pick don't give your like number one worst movie. We're gonna save that for last. So let's go in order from. Am I making sense? Like whatever movie you hated most, save that one for last.
Okay, one time. Can we go in the order of who's seen the least movies? Wait,
No.
who's seen the least movies in here? Who's the biggest fraud? Let's have that
No,
discussion.
we're not doing that. We're not
One
doing that.
time.
Because it's about it's about quality and not quantity.
Yeah,
y'all be seeing a lot of bullshit.
One time.
It is one time.
One time, since you've seen the least amount of movies.
You don't even know how many movies I've seen.
I know you've seen less than me and Tyrek.
I doubt that.
Nigga,
Tyler,
how
how
much
many
movies
movies
I
you seen?
watched the last 6 weeks? I watched like 10 movies last 6 weeks, dog.
Tyrek, how many movies you seen overall this year?
24.
Oh shit. Yeah, you might. One time I got you.
I definitely
In
seen more than
theaters?
24 movies.
Yeah,
I've definitely seen more than
Well, in the theaters or like overall? I watched 24
overall.
movies in theaters.
Oh, that's not. I've seen 34 movies in theaters, but I've seen 35 because we seen Cocaine, but I forgot that.
Can you guys
yeah.
put your dicks up? I just want to get to.
I've seen 33 movies.
I watch more movies at home and movies combined.
But anyway, let's get into the joint. So we're gonna do bottom 5. Save your worst movie for last. Let's start with Tyrek. Tyrek, start us off with your bottom 5.
So bottom 5. I'm gonna let y'all know. Spoiler warning: there's 3 superhero movies in it, and the first one is the Marvels. It's the Marvels. Yeah, as I said in the review, man.
I've seen 34 movies. I didn't have the Marvels on my list. I forgot about that shit.
That pretty ass movie.
We're going like, are we going like 5? Like, are we going like you say your 5, your 5th, or we going?
No, but I think we're going one by one.
Yeah, we're going one by one. So So you said the Marvels. Okay, and then Alex, what do you have for start us off?
65.
That was my.
I forgot about that.
That's my number one.
I'm gonna put 65 at my 5th spot for worst movie of the year.
Okay. And Red Peg.
I thought about this. I thought about it hard. I'm gonna go with John Wick 4.
Get your dumb ass.
I'm playing.
Think about.
I was about to say pause the
I
stream.
I gotta go the Marvels.
Okay. Sounds about right.
Yeah, the Marvels. Fucking bad, average. Well, nah, that movie's bad. I'm sorry. Boring as fuck. You seen the Marvel movie, you seen that movie. So yeah.
Now you know what's so funny?
That shit was worse than the rest.
You know what's so hilarious?
Yeah.
We're going 3 for 3 because mine, to start us off, is the Marvels.
Damn.
Yes,
the Marvels made my bottom 5.
Well, one for each of the mid-ass bitches, huh?
Yeah, and see, we don't got to get too deep into it because we gave reviews for most of these movies. If there's a movie that we mentioned that we didn't give a review for, then we can do that. But yeah, so let's start over. Let's go in order again. So Tyrek, what's the next movie?
Oh, so the next one, surprise, Blue Beetle.
Oh my God. You really a hater. The movie is not that bad. It's not that
movie's
not that bad.
That movie's not good, dog. They had a grandma with a machine. Man, fuck that. I fucking hate when they go.
Whoa. A grandma with a machine gun is too much. But a fucking robot that turns into a gorilla, that's okay. You like that?
Fire.
Get the fuck out of here.
So you said what was your movie, Tarek?
It was Blue Beetle.
Oh, okay, bet. Wait, you mean George Lopez big ass head didn't say the movie for you?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
All right, Alex, what's next?
For me, my 4th worst movie of the year, Transformers.
Are you fucking serious?
My God.
Are you fucking insane? What? Say why. Please say why. Come on.
You know why.
You definitely know why.
You know why. The acting by the humans was mediocre. The CGI was fucking ass at times. Like,
what?
Literally, with this type of IP and this type of money behind you, I should not see stuttering when a fat ass gorilla with an ashy ass cheeks is running up a mountain.
He's spitting.
Especially when y'all just said Godzilla has some amazing CGI and there was one nigga that made it. So
Godzilla's higher than.
Hey,
I disagree with that completely.
I saw that movie.
Disrespectful.
The humor was mediocre. What else?
What TJ said next topic.
It wasn't even believable. Nigga met an alien transformer. Hey, can y'all take me home? Yeah, we gonna take you home if you help us save the entire galaxy. All right, man, but just make sure I'm home by 8. Like, nigga, what? Like, no, bro. Like, there's an entire robotic alien talking to you, and you just casual about it. And then he shows your little brother, I know you're out there. What the fuck? And then this girl is like, sees aliens, and they're like, would you mind abandoning your life and risking yourself? And she's like, yes. Like, bro, the acting was ass. None of it was believable.
He's
bro.
spitting.
We met some questionable characters in here. We friends with them now. So
Wow.
is that
Stop bringing
believable?
KD into this.
Also with action animals, but okay.
Oh. You talking about that lizard people? Nah. Anyway.
we accepted him for a couple months before we
I'm
exiled
fucking
him.
with Alex's list. Red Peg, what you got next for us?
I got to go with this movie Jack was really capping for whatever reason. I have to go with Strays, man. The dog Will Ferrell, Will Smith, Will Forte and all them nigga. I'm gonna bite his dick off, and Jack thought that shit was hilarious for some reason. He Jack enjoyed watching
You
this.
think Jack looked at the screen and went, like he tried to
Yeah,
bite the
that laughing dude, like
he started jiggling.
yeah, nigga. The stupid ass laughing dude. The little dog started humping a gnome face and was like, yeah, and Jack
Biting your
thought that shit
dick
was
off made
hilarious.
Jack cry laughing. I'm dead.
Bro, they had a scene in the movie. Right? The biggest dog. He was trying to get the keys to get out the cage by having his dick get hard, nigga.
What?
Yes, nigga. And he was like, damn, it's not long enough. I ain't better do it. Like,
What?
Jack thought that shit was peak comedy. Jack, that's probably one of Jack's top 5 movies, dog.
Bro, every time Red Peg talk about this movie, I just started cracking up,
Bro, this movie is weird as fuck. It's like it's not even funny for real, dude.
Jack was like, "Watch how you might like the movie. You laughing this? Hey, nigga, it's just-
Yeah,
the way Rip Peg describing that shit is crazy.
That's a diss. He said, you
I'm
might
laughing at how fucking absurd
Bro.
it sounds.
bro. The main character Doug, right?
You might
This
like
nigga was face fucking a gnome. It was like, oh yeah, you like that? Yeah, you like that?
Bro, what?
And Jack thought that shit was hilarious, dog.
Dog.
They thought that shit was hilarious.
I thought you might like this movie. Hell no.
Fuck no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me see how y'all feel about this next one on my list because we actually saw this movie together in Houston.
Cocaine Bear. Wow.
Cocaine Bear is next on my bottom 5. Let me just say this.
Damn.
The movie actually has some cool moments. There's a funny moment where I don't know the actor's name, but black dude, he's on top of the roof and he got the bag of cocaine, and then I forget how the scene goes, but it was a funny scene. Him on top of the roof, and then he gets shot or he gets injured. Something funny happens that made me laugh. Yeah, something funny happens that made me laugh. So, that was a cool moment. There's a funny moment with one of like the stoner guys in the bathroom. I haven't seen the movie since February, so I'm forgetting a lot of the details, but I say all that to say the movie has 2 or 3 moments that did actually make me laugh, but overall the movie was just not that. It wasn't good. It was like this could have been like a Netflix B movie type joint. Wasn't really feeling it. So, any objections to Cocaine Bear? Did you guys like it?
No, but
I'm not mad.
but wait, we have a lot of lore when we ain't seen
Wait.
Bear. You know, that's the first movie the movie guy seen.
Yeah, that was the first movie guys in person.
Also, Chop, do you have any lore behind the Cocaine Bear movie we seen together?
In real life, it didn't happen like that. That's all I know. that nigga just OD'd.
Yeah, the bear died. I read that.
Also,
Red Pig had 3 hot dogs.
me
Me and Chop shared a slushie, and we kissed afterwards. No, we didn't. But yeah, so we had some fire moments.
No. So let's, if we want to get into it, Wonton got 2 hot dogs before we got into the movies.
I did not get 2
before we got to the movies. One disappeared. I don't know where the box was going and everything. I don't know where it went.
I'm dead.
Then we sat down before the movie started. I think before the first trailer was over, that hot dog was gone too. So I'm like,
you lying. So let me, in defense of myself, 2 things. One, Jack actually vlogged and is recorded on video of me holding 1 hot dog and 1 drink. That is on record and on video. 2, I definitely ate my hot dog after the 2nd or 3rd trailer, not the first, the 2nd or 3rd.
Can we have a trip already so we can have a new topic? We can talk about the same shit for them.
Fam,
Fast
Yeah.
the most.
them hot dogs do be quick, bro. They be little as hell. Pause.
Hold on, I see
I
E-Rock in the
like
chat.
it.
E-Rock in the
Like
chat says Cocaine Bear was not that bad. That's a Jiggy Boys diss. Listen, I
it was
enjoyed
fun.
I enjoyed the theater experience. The movie itself I did not enjoy. I saw a lot of movies this year, bro. It's just it made the bottom. It is what it is. It's not a completely ass movie, but it is my bottom 5. Yeah, it is.
It was one of the movies where it's like, of course, it was technically like you could say it's a bad movie, but it was a fun bad movie.
So it's like scary. It was like scary movies then.
Yeah, like on my horror movies. I mean, not my horror movies. On my bad movies, I'm saying like, no, this shit, I wouldn't watch it again. Like this shit. Was
Yeah, like I'm never
terrible.
gonna watch Cocaine Bear ever again. Ever again.
Damn, word.
I have no.
Cocaine Bear is more of like a movie night movie, or like
Yeah,
you just
one-off.
want something to like watch on your phone in the background or some shit. Like
While
it's
you on the
cool.
toilet. Okay.
Well, we can get to the next movie. Tyrek, what's next on your list?
Next is one of my favorite movie, Flash. Yeah, man. This one had high expectations, and the reason why it makes the top 3 of my top 5 worst movies is because people hyped this movie going into this movie. All the reviews, the critics were like, "Oh my god!" Da, 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 da. And
Yeah,
we watched,
people with actual brains. Yeah.
Now we watched some milk ass, study ass, fucking CGI, fucking microwave babies. This shit was dumb.
Yeah.
The fucking CGI was so fucking bad.
There we go.
Oh,
There we
this
go.
the movie was made like that because man, shut the
go.
fuck up. We're not, like, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. That shit was ass. Everyone in that movie needs to be sentenced to hell for like a few years and then come back and get sentenced again. That shit was dumb, dog. It was a waste of time more than other Marvel and DC movies just because they like even James Gunn hyped this movie up. And I'm like, dog, what did you watch?
Well, it's a job too, so yeah.
Dog, you don't lie to my face like that, dog. That shit was bad. That shit was it was horrible. Like that whole scene with him running around that little stadium and his fucking the Speed Force with the graphics looking like PS1 CGI, like Nicolas Cage looking like a fucking brick. It's fucking stupid, dog. That whole movie, the whole premise of the movie was dumb. It was like let's just combine a whole bunch of comic book themes and like previous comic book runs into one movie. And let's call it Flashpoint. The shit was stupid, dog.
You just described the Infinity era, Marvel. You just described.
Yeah, but they did it. They did it well, but they didn't do it over one movie. Like they did it over multiple movies. This was literally one movie doing 8 different comic books in one fucking movie, and the shit didn't fucking work.
So, real quick, just to go off Tyrek, I definitely understand why people don't like Flash. I get it. I get why the movie flopped. I get why the reception was not very good. This movie did not make my top 5, but just because he brought it up, I will say quickly. The thing I don't like about the Flash conversation is it always comes to the fucking CGI. Look, we get it. The CGI was bad. The CGI was bad, but there's a whole 2.5 hour movie beyond the CGI. There's a whole 2.5 hour movie.
It was fucking horrendous. It wasn't bad. That is like, oh shit. That was bad. That was the worst CGI I've seen on screen probably in my life.
All I'm saying is this.
Scorpion King.
I'm going to tell you why I like The Flash.
Bro, it was Scorpion King levels of bad. That's how bad
You're right. But I'm going to tell you what saved it.
Alice, give me 5 minutes.
What?
I'm going to tell you what saved it for me.
Oh.
The CGI is bad. The movie opens up with the babies in the microwave. But there's no good way to take that, right? The reason the movie got saved for me, the storyline about him, because even if they did change the whole Flashpoint thing, the core is still there. He's trying to save his mom's life. He's trying to save his dad. That's still there. The theme of him seeing how immature and reckless he is through the lens of his other self. He's actually learning from himself. I like
he
that.
Learned so much that he saved his dad. And he still changed.
Michael Keaton as Batman. He had some really great scenes in the movie. The fight scenes, that fight scene in the beginning of the movie with Ben Affleck chasing down the car. I like that. The Michael Keaton fight scene where he jumps down in the fucking silo and them niggas is shooting guns at him and he kicks all their ass. Fire. Like, there's some good moments in this movie. And then the scenes with Barry and his mom, the emotional scenes, those were done really well. all of those things combined, the movie is decent. I gave it like a 6.5, 7 out of 10. It's decent. To me, I enjoyed it about the same as I enjoyed Ant-Man 3. It's not a completely ass movie, bro. It's just not.
Ant-Man 3 is a better movie than that.
Well, Ant-Man 3 is
And
mid. Ant-Man 3 is mid. Ant-Man 3 is mid.
I don't even think that's just comparable, dog. Y'all, we might shut Ant-Man 3 for being a disappointment. Flash is just like, dog, what the fuck?
And Ant-Man 3 had bad CGI too. While we at it, y'all didn't say shit.
Yeah, but it's not Scorpion King level of bad. So that's the thing. We look at Ant-Man, and there's some places where it's inconsistent. Like, all right, but then they had good places where, all right, the CGI is okay. The CGI in that movie Flash was consistently ass throughout the whole movie. Wonton. It wasn't just damn. It's ass in this part.
I get it.
It was ass the entire time.
It just didn't. It just didn't ruin the movie for me. It just didn't ruin the movie. For me. I'm sorry.
The whole movie's predicated on the CGI, though. Every fucking scene has CGI in it. Almost every the thunder shit.
Not, but see, that's not the point. I'm glad you said that. Not if we doing that. Technically, not all the CGI is bad because there are some moments where they show like the electricity and him going fast. There's some good CGI in there.
Slow-mo shit.
The only time the CGI is bad is when they're doing the like the facial shit.
Stuff.
No, when they're doing like the facial, like when they're showing people's faces and like fucking people that have been dead for 20 years. Yeah, that's bad. But most of the other CGI movies is not bad.
Dog, it's a Flash movie.
The lightning effects and everything is good.
Is bad, bro. All these scenes when he's running and you see him, everything is slowing down. So basically, when they're showing Flash being Flash, the CGI is ass. Come on, dog.
No. When they're showing all those cameos and everything, like that's when the CGI really bad.
No. That's the rock bottom. But everything. That's what I'm trying to say. This movie has
and the CGI for like the babies in the beginning that was really bad.
It checked all boxes of being ass.
But see, like a lot of people being disingenuous. I saw dudes saying the CGI for Batman was bad. Get the fuck. The CGI for Batman was good. It was good. I don't know what you're talking about.
But what do we compare? I don't know, dog. That movie was a disappointment.
Listen, I can tell y'all why it's on my third worst movie of the year.
Oh, it is your third worst?
Yes.
Fire.
To be fair, hold on. To preface this, Alex, out of all of us, is the biggest stickler when it comes to CGI. Go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, and it's not even the CGI why I isn't my only mark. It was the actual movie itself. Because honestly, when he was running in that hourglass, Sands of Time Dome Coliseum shit, that was my favorite parts of the movie. Like I thought that was cool to look at the different eras.
Me too.
I did think it was corny. It did look like a little Windows XP flipbook movie maker, but the idea of it was cool. My issue with the movie was just the main actor. I hated him.
Oh, you don't like Ezra Miller?
I didn't like him at all. And folks tried to on Reddit and shit like that say, "Oh, he's socially awkward." I'm like, bro, that nigga is autistic to a degree, and there's layers of someone being a little standoffish and having bad people skills and shit like that. I'll give an example. Spider-Man 1 Peter Parker is somebody that's awkward, shy, has to get into his confidence and learn that. Ezra Miller was like, I have ADHD and other things wrong with me, and I don't know how to read a room. And me saying quirky, witty shit isn't witty or quirky. It's just me not knowing when to shut the fuck up. And I'm not funny. Like that's what his character was to me. It was just annoying, and I had to put up with it for a whole movie. That's why I didn't like it more than anything. The CGI is bad, sure, yeah, but the character himself was just not likable. And that was my first time I ever seen him do a movie. That was my first time seeing Ezra Miller ever act. Other than him being on a Hawaii's.
Oh, you never seen Perks of Being a Wallflower?
No,
that's the first movie I saw.
I know that movie, but I've never seen it.
But yeah,
do you want to give your third
Red Pick, go ahead.
I think mine also was gonna be the Flash, but y'all said everything y'all needed to say about, the Flash.
I can't believe
you guys. We moving as a unit, baby. We moving as a unit.
I can't believe this betrayal.
But I should make that my honorable mention.
That's what we need to do. Before we do best, we gotta do honorable mentions for best before we say our top 5.
Okay,
I got honorable mentions.
Okay, you know what? Since y'all all
wait, we didn't hold on. We didn't finish. You got 2 more.
No, I'm just saying when we do the best, we gotta do honorable mentions first.
So yeah, fuck it. Well, actually,
that was the third worst. Let's get the last 2 out. Tarek, what you have next?
So my next one. Let me just check my
That's funny.
letterbox.
Everybody hate the Flash.
So Exorcist. Me and Alex watched this movie. The reason why it didn't hit number one for me, just because the next movie, literally broke my fucking brain when I was watching it. So this movie was just a boring Exorcist film. You know what? The trailer made it seem so much better than it was gonna be, and now we're getting a sequel that I don't know why the fuck we're doing it. Like this movie did not.
Bro, they planned to make it a trilogy before the first one even came out.
Yeah,
Will not be seeing it.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. I feel like the movie's premise in the beginning had a really good, like, the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes of the movie, if they continue that the rest of the movie, it would have been a really, really good movie. Then they're like, you know what? Let's go back to the early 2000s type bullshit that they did with the Exorcist movies. And it's a regular run-of-the-mill Exorcist movie, but just ass in every aspect. The possession scenes weren't that bad, as I said, but everything else surrounding the movie, the cameos, it was just a waste of time. It's a comedy, dog. To me, that's why I look at it. It's a comedy at this point for me watching these movies, because obviously the directors don't really give a fuck no more. This probably is a joke to them, so it's a joke to me. It's a fucking comedy. But go ahead, next movie, guys.
Yeah, Alex, what you had next?
Oh, did you do your final two?
No, I'm letting you go first.
We got one more after that.
Exorcist was my number 2 spot as well. Same thing that Tyrek said. This shit was ass, mommy, and it just wasn't. I really had high hopes for it, especially since the trailer was so good and we had just got off the high of Talk to Me. So I was like, damn, bro, and we had Scream 6 this year, Evil Dead Rise, whichever one. It wasn't bad, but I was like, okay, maybe this is a year where we can get a few good. Did Barbarian come out this year or last year? Was that last
last
year?
year.
That was last year.
But we hadn't seen too much of terrible scary movies this year, so I thought it was a possibility, and it was ass. Terrible acting, good trailer, and terrible plot points.
So real quick before I let Red Pig go, I actually just realized I did not give my third.
Yeah.
Y'all said Flash.
That's what I was waiting on. Yeah.
Yeah, my fault.
Right.
So
checked out.
mine was The Nun 2.
Oh yeah.
The Nun 2 is a very bad movie. Is it worse than the first? If I'm being real, they're about equal as far as how bad they are. It just felt like the same. They literally the same. Put it this way: the way that they kill the demon in the first movie, they essentially kill it the exact same way in this movie. It's just like a complete retread of everything, just in a different setting. The Nun 2 was very bad. The jump scares are bad. It's just nothing. There's nothing really about that movie that makes it enjoyable. There was maybe a few scenes that had some cool like horror imagery, but overall that series just needs to die. There's no need for a third one. Even they might just need to start over completely. The Conjuring, just leave all that alone. Because at the end of Nun 2, they have this like post-credit scene where they show the husband and wife from the Conjuring series. We don't need to see no more movies from them, bro. Just let it die. But Red Pig, go ahead and give your second worst.
Well, I really accidentally flip-flopped them. Flash was really my original, but I have to go Evil Dead Rise.
What?
Evil Dead Rise, I did not like that movie.
What the
hated that movie. That is the Call of Duty of scary movies. You seen one, you seen them all, nigga. Raining blood at the end of every other fucking movies. Boring, fucking
That's
weird.
a staple.
All the best parts of that movie is in the trailer. If you watch the trailer, you seen the movie. Mommy's sleeping with the maggots now. It's like,
listen.
That movie fucking.
I can understand. Go ahead.
That movie sucks.
It suffered the syndrome of putting the best parts in the trailer. If
Yeah.
you never saw the trailer, those would have been standout points to you. But we said it with her as she said it, because it was they sold the movie, but by selling the movie, they gave their best part.
Let me say this though.
They should have had some more fire shit in the tug.
Everybody knows, well, y'all should know. Red Pig is not the biggest horror fan. He don't like horror games. Yeah. He's not a big horror movie fan. I'm not surprised, but I am surprised because Evil Dead, even if you're not a fan of horror, it's not that bad to beat on your bottom 5. But that's your opinion. That's your list. I can't be mad at it. But
yeah, Evil Dead Rise is ass. One of the worst scary movies I've seen in my life.
I enjoyed it personally. I enjoyed it. But yeah, let's go ahead and get to the next. So let me start off with my second to last. So this is my bottom top two. Okay, the next movie for me that I did not enjoy. It was actually at the very bottom of my list until a recent movie that we watched that I'll get to. Inside, starring Willem Dafoe. So this movie came out earlier in 2023. I want to say around March. It's not an indie movie, I don't think. It may be an indie movie, actually. But it was in theaters. The premise of this movie, Willem Dafoe plays a thief. And he breaks into this mansion to steal some things. And he ends up getting stuck inside the house. The owner of the house is not in there. Nobody's in the house. It's literally just him locked inside the house. If I remember correctly, something happens, like the power goes out, the heat goes out, so he gradually
It locks down on it. It locks down on them to keep artwork safe, but for humans,
Yes.
it's not really comfortable at all.
Right. So essentially, it's just him stuck inside of this fucking high-rise apartment or a mansion or whatever, being very uncomfortable for like 2 hours.
Uncomfortable and skinny.
The movie hit. So I'll say this: Willem Dafoe is a great actor. He's good in doing anything. He did good in this movie for whatever he was told to do. Right? He wasn't bad. My issue with the movie was the movie itself. The story is just not interesting. He's literally just him inside of this apartment building or whatever. You see him starving. You see him trying to find something to eat, find water, find heat, whatever. That's pretty much most of the movie. There's nothing really happening. The end of the movie kind of leads up to some sort of like twist or whatever, but for me, it didn't really do anything. It didn't really hit.
What was the twist again? Was that it was a trap, or was it a?
It was something. I put it on my mind. Like, I just remember he walked into this room and he saw something, and the
He
music
died, I
and
thought.
the music got loud. Like, oh, it's supposed to be some revealing moment. I don't know. I didn't give a fuck. The movie was boring. Yeah. So this movie definitely made my bottom.
So
I
that
watched
movie is
it
worse than The
bootleg.
Flash.
Absolutely. No, because
I watched.
it's literally a movie where nothing happens. It's just him by himself in a fucking house. Nothing happens.
No, that's funny.
There's no horror element to it. There's no, what's the word? They literally there's no tension really for a majority of the movie. It's just boring. I'm sorry. Were you gonna say something, Alex?
No, I was gonna say. While I'm saying this, would you mind googling the plot explanation for it? Because maybe you can find like a quick
Let me check.
synopsis. Because I watched it bootleg, and I like William Dafoe as well. I think he's had one of the best, like him and Joaquin Phoenix, to be on this end of their careers. They've been on a run, and so it was kind of an instant watch for both of us, and it's like you're always waiting for the monster to come out the closet, but it never does. You just stare at the door the whole time. I don't know why because I'm in this group where they post horror movies, right? For some reason, this was posted in a horror movie group. Nothing about it is scary. Nothing about it is, I guess, there's suspense because you're wondering what's going to happen. But honestly, the movie ends with him uh essentially finding a way out. But to me, I just saw it as a metaphor of him dying. And then there was like flashbacks of him potentially actually knowing being in the room, or maybe it was a flashback. It's been a minute, but I agree. I walked away from it not knowing what the fuck the point was. This
So
seemed like it seemed like a reference track for a movie. Like
yeah.
I don't know what they didn't finish writing it or some shit.
So I'm actually reading the synopsis now, and there's no twist. There's no twist.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think the twist was he either died or he actually just escaped.
Yeah, so pretty much the way without I guess it don't even fucking matter. We spoiled it.
Man, fuck
Basically,
it, yeah.
what happens is he's stuck in his fucking house. He starts to go crazy. He starts finding anything and anything to eat, eating dog food or some fish in an aquarium. The nigga eats the fish. He's doing whatever he can to survive. Essentially, what happens is, he at the end of the movie, he's trying to. There's a skylight, like a glass skylight in the roof of the apartment. He's trying to build some things to climb and get out that way. He tries. He breaks his leg. And then he starts going crazy, writing paintings on the wall and shit. And then the movie basically ends with it shows like a image of the skylight and the scaffolding that he built. and the skylight's open. So it's alluding to the fact that he escaped, and that's how the movie
Oh,
ends.
so yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I guess if you wanted to give this movie meaning, it could be the art thief is unleashes his inner artist as he's going insane, or maybe that's what the flashbacks were alluding to, was that he was a failed artist or something. But
Yeah.
I thought this movie's potential for his movie catalog, I'm thinking this was gonna be one of them things where, oh yeah, the story sucks, whatever, but William Defoe's acting in this is what proves that he's in the top echelon of, you know what I mean? Like a lot of
Mhm.
actors have that movie where it's just them, and based off of how they control their words and how it's shot and their emotions and shit, this could be like a top 5, top 3 performance for him based off of just what he's doing.
Yeah.
And even still, like he said, he did good for what he was given, but what I thought I was getting was gonna be like a solo ISO William Dafoe crowning acting moment, and that's not what I got.
I'll tell you one thing.
Like Hateful Eight.
This,
Y'all remember Hateful Eight? How everyone
yeah.
in that room shined? I thought this was gonna be that for William Dafoe. I thought he was
If
about to
if
just get in
they
there and
would
go crazy.
have really like dove into the insanity part of it, because he
Right.
does
Yep.
that shit
I was waiting
well,
for it.
nigga. It would have been way better. But
That's what I was waiting for.
yeah, that was my second worst movie of the year. I think you guys are on your number one worst movie of the year. So Tyrek, why don't you give us your number one worst?
So my number one worst movie of the year was 65. I think that's the first movie I reviewed on the podcast, actually. Yeah, the premise of this movie didn't. I mean, I see what they were doing, but as I said, a lot of these execution this year have been bad. The only thing good about this movie was the gun he had. That shit looked cool. The rest of this movie was just, man, that shit was bad, dog. I'm gonna spoil it anyway. It was prehistoric. Basically, the dude landed on Earth 65 million years ago. I mean, they kind of spoiled it in the fucking name of the movie. But it's an hour and 45 minutes of just nothing. Like, basically, if they had marketed the gun for the movie, it probably would have done a lot better, because that's the only thing I remember, like, from the movie. And I saw that shit in March, April. Adam Driver's nose and the fucking gun. That's all I remember of the movie.
It
Yeah.
did seem, nigga. I fell asleep watching it, so I watched the shit on the plane, nigga. I tried to watch it on my destination to somewhere, fell asleep. I had to start it over coming back home on the plane,
It's
bro.
not, and it's not that long a movie. That's the thing.
It's not. It's
It's
not. That's
not.
the crazy part.
It's
And
literally 65 minutes. I don't think it's that long. I don't
fam,
think it's that long.
it's almost as if almost as if somebody said, you know, what'd be cool if it was a gun that did this, and then they made a movie around the gun.
Yeah. That's the point I say. Is like, dog, that's the only effort they put in the movie was that fucking gun. Everything else was just ass.
Yeah.
Like the dinosaur CGI was, well, whatever. I mean, it was Jurassic Park. There was, you know what they're trying to do? They're trying to let's put Jurassic Park, but in space. But it just ended up being Jurassic Park, but with a gun. If they had a gun, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what
We'll
was
just
your
let you.
worst of the year, Alex?
Oh, my worst of the year was Insidious: The Red Door. And I choose this movie, and I actually just tweeted them as we were doing the show. I tweeted them, The Nun, and Talk to Me. I said, the horror movie, space is in shambles right now because we're allowing these movies to this made like 200 something million, right? Like in the first week, or how much did this movie make? Because I know that it only costs a certain amount, and y'all said that
Well, they said Insidious was actually very successful to the point where it's getting a
yeah, I
sequel.
know.
So
But it made like 9 figures, and I think it only cost
I'm gonna
like
tell you
what,
right here, the budget was 16
8
million. It made 189 million.
189 fucking million, and I think that was it within the first month because we had those numbers. I think by the time we
And
even
it
did
came
the
out during the
show.
summer in July, so it had that summer
Yeah,
horror movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we're to blame, bro. A lot of times when we go see these horror movies, it's because there's nothing out. Like you knew The Nun was gonna be bad. I knew Insidious was gonna be bad, but there's literally nothing else creepy out there, right? So I mean, I put my foot down, bro. I'm not. This year is the last year that I go see a scary movie because there's nothing else out. I'm not doing it no more. I stayed strong with The Nun. I went and saw Insidious. I broke down. It's cool. It happens to the best of us, but Yeah, you can't sit here and give me the plot of the first movie and then smile and be like, "Did you like it?" Nigga, no. It literally was the first movie over again. Just like you said with The Nun. It's like it's the exact same beats. Oh, guess what? They forgot how to dream walk. So they're gonna learn how to dream walk again. And they're gonna face the same enemy from the first one again.
Again.
Yeah. And it's like I'll give him one thing though. The dad from Insidious. This is probably the most emotion since in the tall grass that I've seen him. There was this one scene where he was like crying because his son didn't fuck with him as a dad, and I actually felt that scene. I was like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" I didn't expect that to like touch me. Pause. Like he was like it was one. Who saw it? Red Pig or
I didn't see that bullshit.
I
okay?
didn't
You
see it
gotta
either.
watch
There,
shit like that.
there's a scene where he's walking to his car after yelling at his son, and he's like holding back tears, but he's like trying to hurry up and walk. He's like speed walking to the car because he's like about to cry in public. And for some reason, that scene was like very like heavy. I was actually really impressed. I was like, that was random as fuck, but that was really good acting right there. But other than that, fuck that movie. And that was my top 5 worst.
So I'm gonna let Red Pig give his number one worst, and I'll go last. Red Pig, go ahead.
Okay. So my number 1 worst movie of the year is Shazam 2.
Mm.
And no matter how bad the recent Marvel movies is, nigga, they not as bad as this shit. All right, nigga. This nigga, what Tarek, you here?
Who you
Nobody
talking
put
about?
Black Adam
Oh,
on
you
it.
know,
Which
Zachary Levi.
Black Adam was last year.
What's Shazam name, dog?
Zachary
The
Levi, right?
character? Bro, this nigga, bro, he's an 18-year-old and he's still 14, nigga. Like, it's fucking insane, nigga. He's an 18-year-old acting like 14. Because you know it's funny, the first Shazam, I liked the first Shazam movie.
Yeah, it
It
was
was
decent.
fun.
It was decent.
It was fun. This movie, this movie
Billy
turns the
Batson.
first,
Billy Batson. That's his name.
bro. This movie turns like the first movie into like it's turned into a bunch of cliches. The story is boring, nigga. The villains, if you call them that, nigga, they turn into boring superhero cliches, nigga. It's like, bro, Lucy Liu's character, right? Um, her character like feels like a cartoon Looney Tune villain. Like it's fucking ass. Also, nigga, the end credit scene is fucking meaningless now. It's a waste of time. Even back then, I was like, what the fuck is going on with the show? You seen it, right, Tyrek?
No, I didn't see the movie. That's
Oh,
why
you
you
didn't
have
see?
one
Oh
movie.
shit, bro.
So,
The CGI was terrible, dog. It's just everything about yeah, man. It's like also it's been 2 movies, nigga. And how does Billy / Shazam, nigga, still doesn't show the wisdom of Solomon, nigga? This movie is ass, dog.
yeah, and another thing, the villains they made up doesn't even exist in the comics. So they basically never had the biggest crime, and this is probably the Rock's fault. Shazam and Black Adam never fucking fought.
Oh
Like, how
yeah,
the fuck
yeah.
you have a Shazam movie and the nigga did not meet Black Adam not one fucking time?
So
I,
The
I,
Rock is at fault for basically fucking
I
up,
blame The Rock for being a fucking idiot.
why does it have to do with The Rock?
Because
bro. He wanted his own movie.
he wanted his own movie and he can't lose a fight in his movie. So
That's
Is
they
that
can't
a
really
y'all
make a
think, y'all
movie.
think that's something in his contract where he
No,
always
that's a real thing.
No, he
That's
demanded
not,
that.
that's a real
They
thing,
planned
dog.
to have him and Shazam be in a movie together. He said no, I want my own movie. And then they said, okay, you'll get your own movie. And then when they asked if he would be in the Shazam sequel, he said, no, I want Superman. So that's why Superman shows up at the end of Black Adam, and we know where that
Yeah,
led to. So
which is weird.
Nothing.
Like,
essentially, The Rock felt like he was too big to fight a character like Shazam. He wanted to make some big blockbuster movie, him versus Superman. That was his plan.
he's so annoying for thinking that his legacy needs to be if I'm gonna be a superhero, I want to go against the Titans. I want to
That's
go
pretty
against.
much, yeah.
He corny as fuck. He corny as hell for that. Nigga been hanging around Kevin Hart too much. His
But
movie wasn't even that good. All he did was go in there and
You know,
gruesomely kill people,
his
which is cool
movie
to
was
see.
one of
But
the worst DCU movies to come out. I'm like, dog, you hyped this movie up for. Did that come out this year or last year?
Black Adam was the end of last year.
Okay, good, because that would have made my list this year if it came out. It would probably be number one. That
yeah,
shit was
no,
not good.
Yeah.
That shit was not
You
good.
know what's
And
funny?
I don't know, dog. I'm so glad he's not in the fucking DC anymore. Thank God they got
The
rid of
more
that.
the more we talk about the Flash and stuff, I start remembering more scenes of how bad that CGI was. I might put that at number one.
Nah, you
I just remember
bro.
the scene of him and Supergirl fighting in that desert and like having video game PS3 as soldiers running around getting squished. God
Man,
damn, that CGI
the
was
Flash was ass, but Shazam was just a whole another.
It was
Bro, I
great.
didn't even want to see the Flash, bro. Somebody made me go see it. I'm not gonna say who made me go see it, but
Flash was great.
Oh my
that's no
god.
here.
Flash was
That's
great.
no here or there.
Hey, shout that person out.
No,
We
Flash was
love
great.
you.
Flash was great.
no.
But that brings us to my number one worst movie of the year. Now, again, but prior to last week, it was actually Inside. I had it at my number one worst. We watched the movie in the Discord last weekend on Netflix. Well, illegally, but it's on Netflix. Called Leave the
Holding?
World Behind.
Oh
Um,
damn.
the reason this movie's at the very bottom of my list, the movie is boring as fuck. It does this thing that a lot of Netflix movies do, like Bird Box, for example, where it tries to be like super
Open-ended.
mysterious and like, ooh, well, what does this mean? Because they know that it'll cause social media engagement, which will then drive people to Netflix to watch the movie, basically go viral. But as an actual movie, it's just not good. The storyline, it makes a complicated story. It's not that complicated. The basis of the movie is two countries are going at war. Let's just say it's Russia and the United States, and tensions are rising. That's it. It's that simple. But they do all this
Even two
weird shit.
countries.
They do all this weird shit to make the movie all mysterious and like, oh, what does this mean? What does that mean? Why is this happening? It's really not that deep, but they try to make it deep, and it just wasn't good. It was boring. It wasn't enjoyable. Everybody's like, what does the ending mean? What does the ending mean? The ending to me, it was very clear. Like, again, the U.S. is being attacked by a foreign country. It's that simple, but they try to make it into this mysterious thing that's not really. It didn't work for me. Put it that way. It just didn't work for me. So yeah, the
It's
movie's
interesting.
the
It's
bottom of my
interesting
list.
you put this at your worst movie. Because I actually watched it a while. I think I watched it a couple weeks before y'all, and I didn't get to watch it with y'all like y'all's current responses. But
Mhm.
one thing that I hate about a Netflix movie is that Facebook movie reviewers are some of the most annoying people to interact with.
That's who
You
this,
go on
and that's my
Facebook,
point. That's who this movie was made for. It's
damn,
made for the uncles and aunties who don't know shit
for
about
them to
movies.
for them to be like, y'all just don't get it. Y'all just don't get it. And it's like,
Yeah,
nigga, it's like this is the thing. Because the crazy part is, I actually kind of like the movie. I like that it was slower pace. Um, the reason I think a lot of people ears perked up seeing this movie is for the simple fact that the Obamas produced it. Or I'm not gonna say they wrote it and shit like that, but their money backing
yeah, they put
production
money
house,
into
whatever
it.
the fuck, the Obamas produced it, right? And that the nigga was the president of the United States, and you're producing a movie that is basically telling you this is some shit that what this movie was doing was saying this is how this shit would go down.
The
So
director
when you
said in
see
an interview that Obama himself consulted on parts of the script, so that checks out.
yeah, so the idea, the reason why it's so daunting and kind of like, it's making people hair raise up, is because if the president of the United States, they're getting into book deals, they're getting into podcasts, his wife, they're doing media now. Um, your first big movie is to basically say a red herring of, hey, just so y'all know, all of the connectivity that we have can basically be our demise. That's the story. That's basically the principle of it. Two, the enemies that America has made. There's a reason why the flyers was one was in Arabic and one was in Russian, is because all of them probably grouped up and about to fuck us up together. Three, the chaos of your neighbor that was your friends. One day later, I don't know, you get off my property, I'm raising the gun at you. Like, they were just kind of saying like, hey, this is what it's gonna look like. And so it, to me, I thought it was cool. I think there were some annoying elements for sure, but as a little movie, I wasn't mad at it. Like, I think it was meant to be a standoff of like a what president. I mean, I think there was one president that people deem as like he was like before Donald Trump, but he was like a celebrity. I forgot the president's name,
Ronald Reagan was
but
an
what
actor.
something like that. So what current day president have we ever seen get into media like this? And outside of Trump, he interacts with media, but I'm saying creating media after presidency. One, two, the story you go with. So I think it was the stuff around it that made people talk about it a lot. The little girl was annoying as fuck, wanting to see friends, and people kept acting like that was some mysterious ending. It's basically just saying she willing to the own daughter of the family is willing to go off and say, "Fuck y'all, I'm about to go do what I want to do. I have an entire bunker with food, and I'm not gonna tell nobody. I'm gonna
Yeah.
just go watch friends." Like the selfishness that you can have, you know what I'm saying? Or it could be to where all of this shit is gonna go on, and the youth they not going. Even the little dude, his teeth was falling out. He's like, "Mom, it's not that big of a deal. My teeth just fell out." Like it's just given the different aspects of person that was in those conversations and saw the warnings, and I think they were alluding to Mahershala Ali. How do you pronounce his name?
Yeah, you said it right, Mahershala Ali.
Mahershala Ali. I think they were alluding to him being friends with Elon Musk. I think that's what they were alluding to because they kept describing the guy as that was one thing I never saw nobody make a comment about. They kept saying that there's this one dude that jokes a lot, very whatever the fuck he says, random shit and all off the wall, and he's always joking, and he has military contracts and this and that, and then I'm like and there's Teslas all in the movie. I'm like, to me, they're alluding to that version of the world's Elon Musk. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And then couple that with fucking Mark Zuckerberg having a whatever size base in Hawaii. So I think it's timely and I think that was purposeful. That's why I liked it. It felt like it was drawing from real world things that the Obamas know.
Yeah.
Because we could do it to them. We could do that to another country. They said it in that movie. They said that was the hardest line in that movie. He said they they basically dismantled our country real quick with the least cost way. Like the cheapest way they could do it, they did it. Did y'all peep that?
Nope.
Yeah. So in the movie, he was detailing you do this to the country, you do this. So like I'm gonna just make up some shit. You cut off the communication, you blind them, you deafen them, you do this, you do this, and essentially the country will destroy itself. So he was like, that was that was the way that we decide to dismantle a country with the least amount of money spent. And he was like, that's exactly what they just did to us. They spent the least amount of money to fucking destroy our country. I thought that shit was lit, bro. Some of the shit I just thought it was lit, but I understand why people weren't fucking with it.
Cool concept. It just might have been better with a better, a stronger script.
Probably, yeah. And if you don't
we
fuck with the characters, I hated the fucking what's her name? Sandra. What was the girl?
come on, Julia Roberts, the wife.
I couldn't stand her. I was sick of looking at her face the whole movie.
But yeah, we can get into some honorable mentions. I'm just gonna say mine just real quick. Because we spent a lot of time. I want to get to the top 5. Just if you have any movies that you didn't like that didn't quite make your bottom 5, but you just want to mention them, just throw them out. Real quick, I'll give mine. So this didn't make my bottom 5. Five Nights at Freddy's. Didn't really
Yeah.
enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
To be fair, the movie you could tell was made specifically for fans of that series, and I feel like they did that well because most people that I've heard from who like Five Nights at Freddy's enjoyed the movie. So in my opinion, they got their job done, but just for me, I didn't enjoy the movie that well. I mean that
Yeah,
much.
I gotta agree with you.
Another one, Missing. I think we watched that in Discord. I think it's a sequel to a movie called Searching. Basically a movie about a girl whose mom goes missing and she's trying to, find all these clues through the internet to find her. Movie's not completely bad. It just, I just didn't like the concept I didn't like the movie itself that much. It seemed like one big ad for iPhone and Apple products. And it don't seem believable at all. Number 1. I mean, number 2, it's not a bad movie, like completely bad, but it wasn't enjoyable for me. And then one more honorable mention, Napoleon. I did not like him. I did not like Napoleon. Napoleon
Come on,
was
dog.
2 hours and 40 minutes waste of time. It had maybe 1 or 2 good scenes that I enjoyed. Overall, I just did not enjoy the movie.
Press that hang up button on this.
It just Napoleon was not good. I like Ridley
It's
Scott.
It's not a bottom. It's not honorable mention.
Yeah.
Though.
It is.
Yeah, it's not that. It's
It
not
is.
that bad.
Ridley
bro.
Scott.
No,
Hold on, let me finish. Ridley Scott is a great director when it comes to the visuals of things, but he's very hit or miss with his stories. Not all his movies are good. He has a lot of classics, but he also has a lot of bullshit. This movie falls into the bullshit category. Beautifully shot. Beautifully shot. The scenes when Napoleon is commanding the military and they're at war, beautifully shot. But the writing and the story of this movie was just uninteresting, dull, and in my opinion, just told it was written poorly. It was written poorly because I know it's based on a true story. Even though it's based on a true story, they still wrote a script. The script was written poorly.
You don't appreciate the arts, so fuck out of here.
Well, Tarek, let's go ahead. Let's give your honorable mentions. So, hold on. Like I said, wait. Let's do this quick, y'all, because we still got to get to our top 5. We've been here a minute.
The only honorable mention I'm gonna add is probably Ant-Man Quantumania. That's the only one.
Okay. Okay. I was gonna say that too, but I hated Napoleon just a little bit more. Alex, what you got for y'all?
My honorable mentions are Equalizer, Ant-Man, Black Panther.
Wait, that's last
year.
That was
last year?
That was last year.
I hated that movie so much I put it in this year. And and Wonka.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Stupid ass nigga.
Yeah.
You dumbass nigga.
Eat my fucking ass. Eat my fucking
out here. Stupid ass nigga.
Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Wonka, and this is the thing. The more I sat
we
with
don't
it,
care, nigga. We don't care.
The
we
more
you just don't like the music. He's not the music guy.
Right.
Hey.
Look, he mad Willy Wonka in this movie didn't have that
he was good.
bowl cut that he had when he was a kid, nigga.
Wonka was
That's
good.
what it is, nigga.
You be mad all you want. That movie's top notable. It's not in my top 5. Just notable mention.
Okay,
nigga, still that's terrible.
What you had, Rip?
So mine is mostly like most disappointing movies. That didn't really well, never mind. Blue Beetle, Ant-Man, and I want to say Fast X, yeah. Which I didn't hate that movie, but yeah, it's in the bottom.
Okay.
Fast X is probably better than one of Alex's favorite movies,
Eat my ass. We can get to it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's go ahead and get to it. Now we're gonna do our top 5 of 2023, and we're gonna do the same thing, guys. We're gonna do one of each, going in order, but save your number 1 movie of the year for last. So start that way. So I'll go first. Hold on.
Why you fucking order up?
I'm not.
Oh.
It was me, then you, then Alex. Yeah.
No, I was first, dog.
Well, I don't want to hear you right now. So let me go.
Fucking...
So number 5, we're gonna do 5 to 1. Number 5 for me.
We doing notable mentions first?
We just did.
No, for the best.
You want to get that out the way first? We could do that.
I feel like that. That way we.
No, you're right. You're right. Oh, no,
that makes sense. That makes sense.
What if? How about this? What if we do this? What if we do this? What if we do our 5, and then before we do our number 1 of the year, then we do our honorable mentions?
I feel like, but we could just list them off the notable mentions right now.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, bet. Notable mentions for me: The Creator,
what?
TMNT, the Spider-Man movie, Barbie, Oppenheimer, They Clone Tyrone.
All these movies, they did none of them get top 5.
Just name like
that's why I thought it'd be interesting.
Jesus,
you can see what movies people did not put in their top 5.
That's crazy. Okay,
that's why we should have did that before we did.
Was that it?
One time was right, man. Yeah,
that's what we're doing right now.
Was that all y'all number mentions?
For best movies, yes.
You named like 8 of them, dog.
Okay.
The fuck?
Let's go to Tyrek. Tyrek, what are your honorable mentions that didn't make your top 5?
So honorable mentions in my top 5: Transformers: Rise of the Beast, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Creator, Hunger Games, and Mission Impossible, and Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah.
I respect you, Tyrek.
Yeah. See,
wipe your knees. Red Pick, go ahead.
Oh, my honorable mentions are the Mario movie, Creed 3, love that movie, Dungeons and Dragons, The Covenant, Gran Turismo, shout out to PlayStation, and
that's it.
Yeah, never mind. Wait. Oh, and Wonka.
Oh my God, Wonka.
I forgot Suzumi. I forgot Suzumi too. Animated movie.
Okay. So my honorable mentions that didn't make my top 5, but I still really enjoyed. Number 1, I'll say Creed 3. Creed 3, really good movie. I enjoyed it a
Fire.
lot. Honorable mention.
Yeah, good.
Barbie, really good movie. Didn't make my top 5, but
I
it's a
forgot
great
about that.
movie. Beau is Afraid, actually. Beau is Afraid. Joaquin Phoenix came out earlier this year, I think around April. I really, really, really fuck with the first half of that movie. The movie does this weird switch in like the second half that kind of threw me off that I didn't like as much. But I'll say the first half and the like last, like the ending of the movie, really, really, I really fucked with it. So Beau is Afraid. The Creator, great sci-fi movie. It's a little predictable. It's a little familiar. Like it kind of pulls things from movies that we've seen before, but it's a great movie, great sci-fi movie. The Creator. Scream 6, The Killer, and The Iron Claw. Iron Claw made my top 10 after seeing it. Really good movie, but it's not in my top 5. Let's go ahead and jump into top 5s. We'll start with number 5. Tyrek, you can go first.
So my number 5 movie was Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Really self-explanatory. Visually amazing looking movie. Can't wait for the next one whenever it comes out next year. It's been pushed back like twice, so can't wait for the next one.
That should come in 2025, 2026, boy.
No, fuck.
Alex, what's your number 5?
Number 5 for me for 2024 best movie of the year is gonna be Asteroid City.
Okay, good movie. Wow, I made your top 5. Wow, okay. Good movie. That's kind of crazy. All those movies you named are honorable mentions, and you like Asteroid. Hey, it's a good movie though. Red Pig, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is John Wick. I'm playing. My number 5 is Elemental.
Okay.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Pixar is back.
You liked it that
bitches,
much?
nigga.
For you
Yeah,
fucking
nigga.
what?
Pixar is
That's
back, nigga.
where he learned what xenophobia means. He learned what it means to
Pixar.
love your family. He learned what it means to be yourself. That's what he learned all of that watching that movie.
No. That movie touches on stuff like racism and all of that stuff in creative ways for kids, nigga, to understand. Yeah, it's wrong that your fucking mud ass, your mutt. That don't mean I should not like you, nigga, right?
I'm not gonna buffoonery.
You know, my mom don't like mutts, and you know, maybe I shouldn't be talking to you, but I'm still talking to you, right? All right then.
I hate when I can tell you. I hate when I know you wagging your little finger at the screen.
You get it. See, Elemental taught me a lot of things, nigga. To love mutts like you, nigga. So yeah, also gorgeous movie. Pixar, they still the top animation dog. Well, they got some competition these days.
Oh my god.
Well, I'll go ahead and give my number 5. So my number 5 of 2023. This movie surprised me. I did not expect to like it this much. I actually didn't know what to expect. Talk to Me. Talk to Me was my number 5th movie of the year.
Number 5th, number 5.
Really enjoy. I'm speaking wonton language. Really, really good movie. I haven't liked a horror movie this much since I saw Hereditary. This was my favorite movie of the year, and my favorite movie of 2022 was Barbarian. I like Talk to Me more than Barbarian. Really, really good movie. I talked about it in our review. I wish they would have went a little bit further, like really push the boundaries of like the I don't know, just like the horror level that they could have gone farther. The movie would have been darker because of it, but I would have enjoyed it just a little bit more. But it's my number 5. And we can go back to Tyrek. Tyrek, give us your number 4.
Oh, number 4 was Oppenheimer, however you want to say it.
Boo, boo, boo.
I'm glad it's in your top 5. I'm disappointed it's number 4. Go ahead.
I mean, it speaks for itself again. Like, it was an excellent biopic. Robert Downey Jr. probably stole the show. I'm not sure who's winning supporting actor between him and De Niro, and I'm not sure who's winning best actor.
It's down.
We don't know that.
I do know that.
We don't know that.
I'm gonna tell you why. Real quick, not to get too off topic. Robert De Niro already has an Oscar. This will be put it this way. Remember when they gave Jamie Lee Curtis an Oscar last year, even though she didn't deserve it?
Yeah, it was
Robert Downey
Reputation.
Jr. actually deserves it, and he's going to win.
We hope so, but
Do you think what's the nigga that plays the Oppenheimer nigga? I always forget his name.
Cillian Murphy.
Best
You think he
actor.
gonna win anything?
He might
It's
win Best
between
Actor.
him. It's between him and Leo.
Yeah.
Damn, Leo is gonna win Best Actor.
Leo might just take
It's
that.
between him, Leo, and Bradley Cooper, because he got a movie that's getting like Oscar baity praise, but I don't think.
What, the one where his nose?
Yeah, yep, that one.
Ain't nobody see that fucking. I mean, I guess
The
people
niggas, the Oscar bait guys are hyping that joint up.
Yeah.
I tried to watch it. It's
So
boring
you,
as fuck.
so
I
you?
tried to watch it. It's boring. It's on Netflix. It's boring as fuck.
Oh, I'm surprised.
His nose wasn't that big. That's racist.
But yeah, I mean, movie is great. I know y'all didn't like. I know Red didn't like the explosion. But I mean, it did what it set out to do, and Christopher Nolan, he did it again, and it's not his best movie. But
No.
I feel like it's his most impactful movie for me.
I wouldn't disagree. Alex, what's your number 4?
Number 4 for me would be. Actually, somebody just said it. I gotta put my list back out. The fucking Talk to Me.
Respectable.
Yeah, I feel like that was
Yeah.
highlight of the horror movie year. Highlight horror movie of the year. Excuse me.
Yep. I mentioned Scream on honorable mentions. Yeah, I like Scream as well, but Talk to Me got the edge. Red Peg, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is The Creator. This movie just proves to me, and it should prove to all of you, that John David Washington is currently a better actor than Denzel Washington. The Equalizer fucking sucked, so there's that. So shout out to David Washington, great movie. The one movie that really, really almost made me cry, it got me to sniffle toward the end of the movies. I felt like I should cry. It almost got me. Also, a beautifully shot movie. From the nigga who directed Rogue One. If I'm not mistaken.
Very,
that
very
movie is-
similar
what's his name? Something
themes
Edwards.
in the movies too. I ain't gonna say too.
Yeah, very, very, very good movie. The girl who played Elfie, I forgot the little girl. She was really good in the movie.
Yeah, sure.
Tugged on the heartstrings, man. Great movie.
Number 4 for me, John Wick Chapter 4. Yeah.
Yahoo!
Yeah.
Yahoo!
Yeah.
Yahoo!
I'm thinking
Yeah.
I'm back. I'm thinking I'm back.
I'm thinking
John
I'm
Wick
back.
Chapter 4. John Wick Chapter 4. This movie was
Hard to take
high
that serious.
octane, edge of your seat, action. Keanu Reeves at his best. He's whipping niggas in the ass with nunchucks. He's shooting them. He's getting katanas and slicing niggas. Fire movie. Beautifully shot, bro. The screenshots from this movie, I need to get this shit on 4K. Bro, that scene where he in Japan and you see the neon in the background. Oh, fire. Just beautifully shot. The villain in the movie is very entertaining. It's your boy from what's his name? Bill Skarsgård. He played It the Clown. Great villain in this movie.
But yeah, he was really good.
Really good actor. He's good in almost anything. Yeah, just a fire fucking movie, dog. The ending was fire with him and the blind dude. Your boy Donnie Yen.
Yeah.
He went crazy in this movie. Donnie Yen is hard as for that, bro. Donnie Yen is pushing 60. He's still going crazy with the action movies.
He does
Great.
not look 60. Goddamn.
He's in his mid late. He might be 60 already. Let me check real quick. But yeah, really good movie. I don't know if it's the best John Wick. This depends who you ask. Oh yeah, he is 60 years old exactly.
I think it is.
But yeah, great movie. Made my top 4. Made my top 5.
Highly overrated, in my opinion. Go ahead.
Red Peg preferred to see Tom Cruise falling off of a train for 2 hours, but Tyrek,
he wanted to see Uncharted 2 in the movies.
Yeah. Tyrek,
You
what
guys are
is
stupid.
your number 3 movie of the year?
My number 3 is actually John Wick 4.
Okay.
John, as I
Should've been
said,
honorable mentions.
this is probably the best action movie I've seen since like the mid 2010s Mission Impossibles.
Yeah.
It's up there. I mean, you could argue which Mission Impossible movie is better, but if you think John Wick is like the best action movie the last 20 years, since The Matrix, it's up there.
Bro, just from
and
an
that's crazy.
action standpoint, this movie delivers 100%.
There's it gave you everything you want in an action movie. it gave you, and the story was in its own world. As I said, I think Alex brought it up in the movie came out. Like he said, how they built their own little, like lore for that world, and it how consistent how they built on it, but they kept it consistent from each movie to movie. But it wasn't like they set the rules in the first movie, so you kind of wasn't like, damn, what the fuck is this mad strange? So they built on it so well that by the fourth movie, it's their own little world. So I can see how they like piece off and like they get other like spin-off movies into it. But yeah, this movie, like, perfect ending. I hope they don't make another one. I hope they kind of just, at least with John Wick, I hope it like is an ending chapter. But great movie. Would have been higher, but the next two movies are just clear cut, just some of the best movies I've watched in a long time. But yeah, best action movie I've watched in quite a while.
Okay.
And Alex, what was your number 3 movie of the year?
Oh yeah, so glad you asked one time. Happy to be here, everyone. Happy to glad you. My third movie of the year would be Beau is Afraid.
Woo! Okay.
Now,
Fire.
one thing I preferenced this year, man, and y'all probably saw it in my notable mentions, Poor Things and the like, Creator and whatnot. This year, this was the year of sightseeing for me in the movies. I like to see something that makes me go, wow. Did Infinity Pool come out this year or last year?
That was this
That
year.
was last year.
No, that was this year.
Infinity! What the fuck? Infinity Pool. Infinity Pool is in my notable mentions as well.
Okay.
I am on the level of I want to see things that make me go wow. And maybe it's because I do photography as a hobby, but I really, really value and appreciate when a movie comes up with an interesting either colorscape, texture, shot. That's when I'm looking forward to movies. If I see something that seems too rigmarole, the same old shit, I'll give an example. Remember when Mission Impossible, the dialogue sequences, Tom Cruise would talk and it would be like diagonal, but then when somebody else would talk, it'd just be regular. And then the
Yeah.
screen, like them old, like traditional, you know what I mean? Those tricks, it just don't hit me no more, bro. And Beau is Afraid is one of those movies where it was just a joy to watch. It felt like candy to the eye, So yeah,
Fire.
Mm.
hell yeah, fucking yeah.
Red Peg, what's your number
Alright.
3?
Okay, my number 3 is Killers of the Flower of the Moon. Here's why. Okay.
Clearly, it wasn't
probably the
sad. So, what'd you like about it? It
no,
wasn't sad.
no.
It didn't touch you.
It's probably the best movie of the year, but to me and my taste is my third favorite movie of the year.
Okay.
This shout out to what's the director name?
Martin
Man.
Scorsese. Yeah, that
I'm
guy.
gonna get in my thing. For this movie, I have to, this movie is this movie is a lyrical, slow motion, complimentive. It's just a journey into the heart of evil. Lily, what's her name?
Ooh,
Lily Glad. What's her name?
Lily
Lily
Gladstone.
Gladstone.
Stick
Yeah,
around
she's
poetry though.
yeah, thank you. She's really good as Molly. Leo, nigga, he that the nuance, nigga. You just don't you've never seen from him before, nigga. De Niro, he make your fucking skin crawl, nigga, evil behind the scenes, This movie is long, but it's worth it. It doesn't feel like
What they
it,
say
it
about
doesn't
me.
Wonka.
it doesn't feel that long. It's a gripping
What they say about you.
expertly. It's a gripping, expertly paced movie, y'all. Y'all go see this movie. Everybody go see this movie.
I
Support
agree.
this movie.
I agree.
I don't think it's in theaters anymore though.
Nah, but it'll be coming to Apple pretty soon because it's Apple
Oh
financed.
yeah. Shout out to Apple, man. We gotta have a talk about Apple.
Apple got a W with Flower Moon. They got an L with Napoleon. Shout out to them.
Go fuck yourself.
Hey, I forgot. Nigga, I ain't gonna lie. I forgot we was live on YouTube. For people in the chat, put y'all top 5 movies in the
Yeah,
chat.
put your top 5. I see a few in the chat already. Mafia Quad
Yeah,
gave his
I
top
saw
5. Hold
Mafia
on,
Quad,
real
yeah.
quick. Mafia Quad is a real
This
deal
nigga said
movie guy.
Nigga
Hold
said
on.
he saw 80 something movies.
Yeah,
this year.
and Movie Guy Discord. He said he saw 84 movies in the theater. That is
Yeah,
a movie
what?
guy
Damn.
through and through. That is a movie guy through
Fire.
and through.
That's
You can saw a
we like
movie
that.
every fucking week.
He keeping that
Yeah.
theater. He keeping that theater in business. They'll never go bankrupt. Yeah, put your top 5s in the chat, y'all. For me, I'm giving my number 3. My number 3 movie of the year, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Fire movie. I just want to say a quick shout out to Sony Animation, the people that are making these Spider-Verse movies. these two movies are, if this third one delivers, this will be no doubt the best Spider-Man trilogy to date. There will be no competition. And I'm saying that as a fan of the Tobey Maguire movies. I grew up on Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Spider-Verse is going to take the crown as the best Spider-Man trilogy, period. Any Spider-Man trilogy, period, to date. Depending who you ask, these movies might be better than Tobey's. I mean, from a writing standpoint, they might be. But let me just get back on topic. Across the Spider-Verse, really, really good movie. Now, I'll say this. I think the first Spider-Verse movie may have a stronger story than Across the Spider-Verse, but Across the Spider-Verse delivers on everything that the first movie gave, aside from story, and dials it up to 10. The animation is better. The fight scenes are better. The villains, they have two villains, the Spot and fuck is his name? Miguel, Spider-Man 2099. All of those things, the way that they did them, made this movie for me. It's just a really good movie, and it keeps you engaged throughout the whole time, bro. And this movie, the movies are called Spider-Verse. This movie, you actually get to see the full Spider-Verse, the full scope of it. You literally, they take you to this fucking, pocket dimension where you see every Spider-Man that ever fucking existed. This shit was crazy to see on picture.
Yeah.
This shit on screen. Insane. The movie is literally entertaining from beginning to end. It literally ends on a fucking cliffhanger. The music is getting loud and shit. And these niggas gearing up for battle, and then the credits roll. Oh my god, you could have put a knife in my stomach and it would have hurt less. That shit was crazy. I was like, no. I was in the theater like that gif of fucking Punisher going like, no. Bro, that was me, bro. I was like, no, they cannot end the shit right here. They cannot end the shit. And then we know the movie was getting delayed. They try to claim it's coming out 2024. We know the fuck it's not. The stories that came out of how y'all slaved animating the movie, there's no way y'all getting this shit out in a year, less than a year. The movie, from what I'm hearing from some insiders, we not getting that shit till 2025, 2026 at the latest. But hopefully it'll be well worth the wait.
They did what they did with this movie. I ain't mad at them.
Yep. But we can get into our top two. Number 2 of the year. What was yours, Tyler?
Godzilla -1. All right, so this movie came out of like, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know this movie was coming out literally until like, I think Jazzy told me about it, and then I was like, what? And then it was Japanese sub, so I know Red Peg ain't gonna watch it, but
yeah, I might watch it.
This movie is excellent. Like, whatever budget, I don't know what magician this director got, what fucking sorcery he used to pull this out his ass. But if that budget's less than $15 million, and $15 million is not a lot of money, and he said it was less, yeah, he needs to get. I want to see what he does with $100 million. This movie looked amazing. As I said, Godzilla has never looked better. It's a classic Godzilla look. It's not that that Dragon Ball Z type shit we get with the Monsters Universe one. So it just looks good. Like, the story's character driven. Do you actually care about the humans in this movie? Which can you really say that shit about the last King Kong or like the other few Godzilla movies that come out recently, the last 10, 15 years? Very, very like I don't know how he did it, but he made me care about the characters of this movie. It's hard to care about human characters, like when you're watching like Transformers, or you're watching with these big ass gigantic monsters or beasts that they're towering over the world. It's hard because your focus is on like Godzilla or King Kong or, as I said, Optimus Prime, and you care about the people in this movie a lot. Like I don't, the way they crafted the movie, the way they directed the shots and everything, and how you follow this one character from beginning to end, and there wasn't like any annoying, because you know how in these big monster movies they always introduce these annoying ass little kids, and to like
Black
make
Adam
kids like,
looking at you.
yeah, and it's like they don't do none of that shit. He was like, man, we're gonna make a real adult movie. Like, we're gonna follow this one guy, and everything connects to the end. Like, you see how he gets involved with Godzilla at the beginning, and how he resolves it in the end. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful movie. I think everyone. I think I'm the only one here who watched it. I think y'all gotta watch it. Like, if y'all haven't watched it yet, please go watch it.
Not for a movie night.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Alex, what is your second favorite of the year?
Killers of the Flower fucking Men.
Oh yeah, dude.
Just
Hell yeah.
phenomenal. Leonardo was one of my favorite actors of all time. Phenomenal performance. The emotion was there. Everything about that movie was. If I wasn't playing the game, I'd put my fingers up and do a chef's kiss. Yeah, the movie was great.
Mwah.
And Red Paint, what was
Oh,
yours?
honestly.
My second favorite movie of the year easily goes to Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Fire.
Nigga, this is arguably like one of the most ambitious, impressive movies, animated movies ever. Like, nigga, it's just nigga, like it's so good. The ending, nigga, the soundtrack. I don't think enough people talk about the soundtrack for this. I don't know. Well, the last movie had the Flower Boy sunflower
Yeah,
song.
sunflower.
Yeah,
I think the
but
first movie had a more
this movie, I
reminiscent
think
soundtrack.
I think Metro did a really good job on
He did a good
this
job with the
movie.
soundtrack. I don't think there's a
Nigga,
standout track like Sunflower, but he did some good music in that movie though.
But because the music really sets the vibe for this movie. Like when him and Gwen swinging through the city and this song with Dominique Fike, what the fucking name is, Mona Lisa
Yeah.
plays, that there's a fucking vibe, nigga.
Dominique Fike.
Like
Yeah, the Coil Ray song was good too in the beginning.
yeah, nigga, like this movie manages to strike an unbelievable balance, nigga. Like countless nods and references to everything Spider-Man. Somehow it don't overwhelm you. Like
Yeah.
what's your boy name? The black dude. He was the Prowler. It was
Yeah.
a nice little Easter egg.
Oh, you talking about Donald Glover?
Yeah, Donald Glover. I forgot his name. Yeah.
Fucking
Nigga,
spoilers.
that's not spoiled. That's an Easter egg. Also multiple characters, nigga. They get nice and they finish off their arcs, nigga. Is fire, nigga. I love the movie. I can't wait to see what they do. And also this movie is kind of long too. If y'all didn't realize, it's like what 2 hours and a half,
It
2 hours,
didn't feel
40
long.
minutes.
Like two
It didn't feel like
hours
yeah.
and 40, 2:30.
You
Yeah.
know the movie good, bro.
And you know what's funny about this movie? The villain is not the second half of this movie. Like not really in the second half of the movie. It did it matter, nigga? Nah, the movie is still fire without it. So
Yeah.
next movie should be fire, nigga. It's a spectacle. My bad.
Well, I'm gonna give my second favorite, and then we'll get into our number ones. So for me, my second favorite movie of the year was also Killers of the Flower Moon. Really good movie. I went into it not. I feel like I was going to like it, but I didn't expect it to be my number two movie of the year. I didn't expect that. So, yeah, just very good movie, very good performances. I won't say too much. We talked about the movie a lot, but it's just a really really good movie. Martin Scorsese is fucking in his 80s, still making movies of this quality. It's kind of insane.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just a really good movie. My second favorite of the year. Tarek.
Before we move on, I need Martin Scorsese in his old age to dance stories somehow, some way, nigga. We have things to do. We have lives.
If you notice, a lot of these high-end directors, they don't give a fuck about runtime. Look at Christopher Nolan.
They don't. Disrespectful.
You know, your boy that does Dune and Blade Runner, Denis Villeneuve. They make long movies, bro.
How long is Dune 2 allegedly supposed to be?
I don't know if we know that yet. I don't know.
Okay.
If they did, I haven't seen anything about it.
Oh yeah, you won't care anyway, right?
Oh, never mind. They did. They said it's 3 hours. They said it's 3 hours.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I need it to be 5 hours. But yeah.
Hopefully it's not a 3-hour nap like the first movie, huh? Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into our so we're gonna do our number one movies of 2023. Our number one of 2023. Tarek, what was your number one movie of 2023, Tarek?
My number one movie of 2023 is Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yahoo!
Oh, that's probably
yeah. So as I said, Oppenheimer was probably number one for a long while, and then going into like the summer and going into the fall, like I don't think anything is really going to beat Oppenheimer. And then Godzilla came out, and Killers of the Flower Moon came out in October, and I was debating going back and forth, and I'm like, there was just something so visceral about that movie, where like I still think about like, dog, that was so fucked up. Like the way like the dad's like exploding house, the way they like just shot people and like like animals out there. I'm like,
Color of their teeth,
yeah, it just
accents. I do love that
yeah,
money, sir.
my color, that shit. Like
Well, when he went, when he went, "Woo, woo, woo, woo," yeah, it was fire.
yeah, like Robert
I
De
do love
Niro was
that
like,
money, sir.
yeah, it's like man, and the insulin shit, like that shit was like
Oh yeah,
that
that
shit
song
was
was
like
crazy.
yeah, and like Robert De Niro, like I was not expecting him to give like I didn't think Robert De Niro had a performance like that in him.
He can barely move. I agree.
Yeah, I just couldn't believe it. And Leo, I'm like, as I said, like that Leo, like he was into that role. I don't know what trance he got into, what the fuck psychotherapy he does to get into these roles, but
He just a beast, nigga.
he got the cadence down, everything like the gruff look, the swollen jaw shit, like the cauliflower ear, all
Yeah.
that shit. He got that shit down to like a science, dog. And if you want to say that dude's the best actor of all time, I'm not gonna debate it, dog. He probably is.
Better than
if you wanna say
Denzel.
yeah, yes. I think there's a. I don't think there's like an argument for Denzel being better than him.
We gonna
I'm
talk
sorry.
about how people, whether you like the movie or not, they didn't give that nigga credit for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood acting. Nigga did good in that. Even Brad Pitt was good in that one. Brad Pitt
Yeah,
was sucking it up for a couple years, in my opinion. He came back and did well with that.
yeah. I mean, I just feel like when you have Leo in the movie, and the thing is, it wasn't like Leo carried the movie, but it was like whatever he did made the movie is great, regardless of Leo or not. But Leo was a big part of that movie being great. But it wasn't like, oh, he carried the whole movie. No, everyone in this movie carried their weight. Like it was amazing. Like three actors, Molly, the husband,
Molly, that's
and
her name.
it's just dog. I can't believe how everyone just put their foot in this, like put their foot in this shit. Like
Their
it was
entire foot in the
crazy.
ass, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like
Why
dog.
they
Like,
fit it in there? You feel me?
but it was an amazing experience. Like as soon as I like left the theater, like I called my mom, like, yo, you gotta watch this. And then she watched it the next day because she hasn't been to the movie since COVID. Like, so she has not been. And this was her first movie since COVID. And she was like, "Yeah, this is like one of the best movies I've ever watched in like her life." So I was
How
like,
old is she?
"She's 50, 50, yeah,
Oh, she a young buck. Okay.
yeah." So he like, yeah. When I call my mom to watch a movie, dog, I know it's a good movie because like she don't really watch movies like that. But when I recommend a movie to her and she watched that shit, she was like, "Yeah, this is like one of the best movies I've ever watched in my life." And if I had to put this in like a overall like movie rankings of that I've ever watched, I think it's making my top like 25
Fire.
all time. Yeah, but
Alex, what is your number one movie of 2023?
Juan Sim, thank you so much for asking. My top movie of the year is John Wick 4.
John Wick
What
4.
the fuck?
Fire. Fire.
Bro, fucking stupid.
I ain't gonna
ass
lie.
nigga.
Let me just say this. I respect Alex. He's an OG movie guy.
Dumbass.
Great
No,
taste.
fuck Alex.
He
He's
listed
had
a lot
terrible
of
taste lately.
look. He
Dumbass.
listed a lot of great movies in his honorable mentions that I think are better than John Wick. Well, hey, it's his list, man. What you gonna
I'm
do?
gonna
It's
say
his
this.
list.
I'm gonna say this.
Facts.
John
Facts.
Wick 4. John Wick 4. To me, was I really had to ask myself, what was the most fun I had watching a movie this year?
See, I'm not mad at that. I'm not
And
mad at that.
John Wick 4, when I tell y'all, I was in the theater literally going, I was laughing from enjoyment. I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh
Yeah,
fuck
yeah.
with that. And on top of that, it just was a beautiful movie. Like there were some scenes in that movie where I think I showed y'all. I took my phone out and took pictures of the screen. Like the scenes were that beautiful. It was just a really good movie, bro. Keanu Reeves acting aside, like great, phenomenal movie. It revitalized action movies for me. If you put the line of action movies in this year, shitting on Mission Impossible, shitting on Equalizer. I didn't see not Thanksgiving.
You're a
Silent Nights,
fucking
probably shitting on that. Like
you're a fucking idiot.
it was the best action movie I've seen in years. How could that not be my movie of the year?
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
What
Like,
action movie are we putting over it, bro? I mean, Bullet Train was a good action movie. John Wick.
it ain't better than John Wick though. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? He doing all this. He didn't even put Mission Impossible in his top 5.
That's
So,
a good.
so what?
Yeah.
so
What the
what's
fuck,
T?
Red
So
Pill?
what's T?
Tom Cruise lover?
I've been waiting for him to say. I've been waiting for him to say Mission Impossible. Nigga,
Well, wait,
love
Alex.
white
He didn't
man
give his
until
number
it's time
one
to
yet.
second-
It could be his number one.
Well, now he about to switch. I should have said that. Now he about to switch it. Actually, I'm from Louisiana. No, he about to switch it now. Watch his dumb ass switch it.
Well, Red Peg, what's your number one movie of the year?
That's a fucking stupid ass.
Well, look, because I made you change it because you don't want to look stupid.
No. Mission Impossible was number one, nigga, since I seen it, nigga. Nothing was gonna top it, nigga. The fuck is you on, nigga?
Mission
I left the
Impossible?
movie theater.
Oh my
I left
You know,
the
hey.
movie theater.
Look
Fuck.
at you.
I left the movie theater speechless, nigga.
Alex, you know what it was?
Cinema, nigga. What you
As soon as the
talking
trailer
about, nigga?
came out, he put it
Tom
at his number
Cruise-
one.
Listen. Tom Cruise was back, nigga. Ethan Hawke is better than James Bond, John Wick,
No,
nigga. Nobody
no.
is fucking with Ethan Hawke, Tom Cruise, Keanu Reeves, little
Hawke.
dumbass, nigga. He
James
can't
Bond will
act,
fuck him
nigga.
up. You know that, right?
All he do is the same as armbar, drag, shooting head, nigga. Fuck Keanu Reeves.
All Tom
nigga.
Cruise
Fuck
do is
that
climb shit.
overrated ass
He
movie,
ain't
nigga.
got no hand-to-hand skills.
I'll give Tom Cruise one thing. He looked good running in the suit.
He looked
And
good
got
running. He
some
looked good
pink
jumping off of shit. Where's
He looked
hand-to-hand?
good, and
Where his hand-to-hand at?
Y'all niggas
And his hair
disrespectful.
his hair
Y'all
be looking
niggas
cute. His hair be
disrespectful,
looking
nigga.
cute.
The last time we saw Tom Cruise, nigga, we saw him in the award-winning Top Gun Maverick, nigga. And guess what? He came back, nigga.
I like Tom
You
Cruise.
probably wondered, nigga, how
Yeah,
he
he
gonna
acting
top
like
that,
we don't
nigga.
like Tom Cruise.
You
I like
probably wondered
Mission
how he was gonna
Impossible as
top
well.
fly. Y'all probably wonder how he was gonna top flying around in real planes,
you want to
thousands of
give
feet
him
in the
top?
air,
Pick
nigga.
topic, nigga.
Nigga, dog fights, nigga, real life type shit, nigga. Guess what, nigga? He topped it without a plane this time, nigga. Jumping off fucking cliffs,
You know
nigga.
what's so funny?
Jumping
I
off
wish we could.
cliffs,
I wish we could
jumping off
insert.
cliffs, nigga. And guess what? Ethan Hunt, he said more than yeah in the movie, nigga. Yeah.
I keep thinking this
He
nigga
shows
saying
emotion.
He talked too
hard,
much. That's
like
his damn
that.
problem. He
actually
talked too much.
acts. The fuck?
Ethan not even a cool name. The Baba Yaga.
Hold
Who
on,
would
hold
you
on.
be more scared of?
Hey,
Ethan
look,
Hunt
hold on.
or
Look
the
what Jack said in
Baba
the chat. Jack said Tom Cruise and Tick the same height. Thoughts?
And Tick a real nigga, and so is Tom Cruise.
Can you imagine
Next-
Tick
next-
jumping off a?
the
He got
fuck?
natural body armor in that booty. He could fall on his ass and
The
bounce
fuck?
up and be straight.
Niggas, Tom Cruise doing his own stunts, nigga. Driving a motorcycle, nigga, off a mountain, nigga. Then parachuting
easy-
into a valley below,
Here
nigga.
you go, here you
Come
go.
on, nigga.
how
Come on,
easy
nigga.
it is- you
John
know how
Wick not doing none of that. John
know
Wick
how
not doing none of that.
You know how easy it is for Peter Dinklage to do his own fucking
Anyway,
stuff.
Anyway, nigga, this movie had me on the edge of my seat, unlike John Wick, nigga, because we all knew how that was going.
felt good
Right?
on your gooch,
We all
nigga.
knew how that was going to end, right? Him dying somehow, he's gonna come back to life, right? Yeah. Yeah, nigga. My emotions really got the best of me watching this movie, nigga. The plot, fantastic, nigga.
The
The
emotion.
pacing, nigga, incredible, nigga. What and guess what? In 2024, nigga, we got another one.
Ew.
You probably be saying, nigga, another one, nigga. We got another one coming, nigga.
Can we play?
And it's gonna
can
be, and then guess what? It's gonna be the best action movie of the year, like it was this year, nigga.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Can we play that voice note? of Tom Cruise
What I'm
crying?
gonna say, nigga,
We're
the
saving the movie industry.
cinematography, nigga,
They're counting on us.
cinematography, nigga, in
Dumbass.
this movie, nigga, outstanding, nigga.
They're counting on us.
The train scene, fire, nigga. No scene in John Wick is topping that. Even that little shitty ass Hotline Miami scene, y'all keep gloating over, nigga. It's not
Talking about in the
fucking with it.
club.
It's not fucking with
The
it, nigga.
club scene is definitely shitting on the Uncharted 2
It's
remake
not.
that he
It's
did.
not.
Facts,
It's definitely not.
facts,
It's
facts,
definitely not.
facts,
It's not.
facts.
It's not even shitting on the motorcycle
The
scene,
moment
nigga.
you take that gumbo
It's
out
not
your ass,
shitting on the
you realize,
motorcycle scene, nigga.
yeah, you've been eating too much gumbo.
It's not.
It's getting to you.
Anyway, like I was saying, the third act, nigga, this is probably one of the best Mission Impossible third act ever, nigga. It's fucking amazing, nigga. I have to touch on Tom Cruise as Ethan Hunt again. You know, he gives a fantastic performance, in my opinion. One of his best performances as Ethan Hunt, nigga. Also Simon Pegg as Benji, nigga. Another brilliant job, nigga. You know, memorable side characters, unlike John Wick, you know.
Simon Pegg, bro.
You know, it's just amazing movie, nigga. Shout out to Tom Cruise for keeping the movie industry alive, just like he revitalized, gave a shot in the arm to the movie industry with fucking Top Gun Maverick, nigga. So Tom Cruise, shout out to you, fucking legend, the greatest action star to ever live, to ever lace his boots, nigga. Do his own stunts, nigga. He does more than an arm bar shooting the head, nigga.
You really saying that while Steven Seagal is still breathing?
Fuck Steven Seagal, nigga. Fuck Arnold Schwarzenegger, nigga. The fuck you on, nigga?
Nah, but
Tom Cruise is that nigga.
jokes aside, Keanu Reeves is a better action star than Tom Cruise.
You're stupid.
Yes.
Both of y'all stupid.
I'll just say
Too
this.
much.
I don't.
Too much.
We
Too
like
much.
to make fun of Red Pig. Mission Impossible was a good movie, but it's not better than John Wick.
Yes, it is.
Personally.
Yeah, Monta, can we be the adults? Like now that the kid had fun, can the
Yeah,
adults
like
have a
you got your little
conversation?
rant over.
Okay, I guess y'all niggas is y'all niggas.
It was good.
crazy.
Now
It was good.
now the adults got to take the call.
y'all niggas.
I'm gonna
crazy.
tell you this, Red Pig. Top Gun was better. Which is crazy. Which is crazy.
That's Top Gun is one of the best action movies in the past decade. So yeah, it's one of the best action movies I've seen in my lifetime. So yeah.
He still has
Nigga,
not
you was
topped
born
Mission
in-
Impossible
you was born
4.
in 05, nigga.
Mission Impossible 4 is the best one that I've seen. That shit is amazing. He hasn't topped it.
Oh,
yet.
you talking about Fallout?
No, 4 was that Ghost
No,
Protocol? Or was
yeah, you're right.
That's the one with Henry Cavill, right?
Fallout's the one with Harry Cavill. Yeah. The one I'm
Hey,
talking about
movie
is
guy.
the one I'm talking about is the one that came out in 2011 with Paula
The one when
Patton.
he's in Dubai.
That one to me is the best one.
Movie guys, question for y'all.
Go ahead.
Who y'all think would win in a 1-on-1 death match? Ethan Hunt or the Baba Yaga?
Ethan Hunt.
Oh, okay.
Ethan
John Wick
Hunt,
is
the
John
fuck?
Wick is killing that
Ethan
nigga.
Hunt.
Okay,
Ethan Hunt is murdering that nigga.
Now-
Fuck
now
out
that
of
we-
here.
now that we got
Unless
Tom
Ethan
Cruise.
Hunt could climb up something to jump off, he's not winning though.
You can't even say that because Keanu Reeves jumped out of a fucking 3-story building and landed on a car and walked off. But
What the
okay, now
fuck?
that we-
What is
now that-
Ethan Hunt doing? Jumping off fucking
now-
mountains, nigga.
now that we got
The
Tom
fuck?
Cruise out the way, who you think winning in the death match? Keanu Reeves or the Equalizer?
Come on.
Keanu Reeves.
The
Keanu
Equalizer.
Reeves is killing that nigga in 10
Keanu-
seconds.
What I'm just like, what are the action? Okay, who you think winning the fight? Jason Statham in anything he's ever been, or the Baba Yaga?
Bro, John Wick is better than all these dudes. That's the crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like John Wick is
Bro,
literally the
bro, y'all gassing John
Unless
Wick.
he gets
Y'all gassing
to-
John Wick for it.
Unless
Y'all
he gets
gassing
to
John Wick.
Lost the
007,
fucking finger.
and it's
Y'all
The
gassing
only
John
people
Wick
that can
like John
compete
Wick
with
for
John
it.
Wick for real,
It's
James
007.
Bond, and Jason Bourne. They might be like the
That's
top
what
three.
I'm saying.
What?
Bro, it
And
literally
the nigga from Raid.
probably the
See, the dude from Jason Bourne, that might kill. He might lose against him.
why just because I had a fight like hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, and because he's like genetically altered to like do shit better. So I don't know.
No,
It'll
I'm
be
not,
cool.
I'm not adding no mutants, nigga. I'm saying you are a human. The
Well,
Baba
he is a
Yaga-
human. No,
Baba
but the
Yaga
reason,
is the
but
best
they
shooter.
they modified
Listen.
Jason Bourne to be what he is, though. So Jason
not-
Bourne, like after
Alright.
yeah,
Alright,
he
I'm not gonna lie,
might.
bro.
Listen.
If
y'all.
we got Ethan Hunt the fuck out of here, we got to get 007 the fuck out of here too. James Bond, I love James Bond, right? I love James Bond, but just like Mission Impossible, he is very reliant on his gadgets and his planning. I'm talking about you put that nigga in a room with Keanu Reeves. I don't care if it's fucking Pierce Brosnan or fucking Daniel Craig. They not killing the Baba Yaga. I'm sorry.
Man,
Listen.
Daniel Craig and that old lady did clear that whole fucking house out when that nigga was getting invaded, dog.
Nigga, so did Nathan Drake and his brother get pieced
in
up. by that fucking
Skyfall,
woman
dog.
cargo pants, bro.
In Skyfall, he kind of fucking niggas
Okay,
up.
look, I'll give you Skyfall or Casino Royale, Daniel Craig, but 007 as an idea, I don't think he getting the Baba Yaga.
Yeah,
because-
well, my thing of John Wick is like he's a fucking ghost. I mean, that's what the Baba Yaga is. So
I'm
I
with
mean,
it. Yeah.
So everybody
Yeah,
gave their number one of the year, right? Except for me, right? Everybody went.
Yeah, shout out to Mission Impossible, man. You know, it succeeded in having an artist think the mission was actually impossible. You dig? Nothing John Wick, you know, is it don't.
The craziest shit
feel
about the
like
movie, I just
anything.
remembered,
Yeah.
the fucking villain was AI. I just
Yeah.
remembered that.
Also, no. Also, it's very relevant.
It's very relevant. It's a nice modern take on it.
It's very relevant today's time, nigga. Fuck out of here, nigga.
Hey, here, shout out E-Rock. Shout out E-Rock. Who y'all think gonna win in a 1-on-1? The Baba Yaga or the Scream Mask?
Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga.
Yeah. Scream fucking out of here. Sorry,
Oh,
dude.
also, I was kind of heartbreaking that I didn't put this in my top 5. It's number 6. I have to shout out Transformers. Yeah.
Hell no.
Ass.
Okay,
Transformers. Oh, wait. And before Wonton go, Transformers, nigga, is better than John Wick 4. Let's really talk about it.
Get the fuck out of
Rise
here.
of the Beast.
You just saying
Transformers
shit.
Rise of the Beast.
You gonna piss me off. You just
Transformers Rise
saying
of the Beast
shit.
is better than John Wick 4, nigga.
You want to go viral so bad? You
The
want to go viral?
fuck? No,
Let me give
It's
my
the
number
truth,
one
nigga.
before we get
It's
to any
the
more
truth.
tomfoolery. Y'all getting ridiculous.
You want to go viral?
So now I'm about to give my number one movie of the year. And let me just preface it by saying this. Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
The number one movie of the year. And hear my words clearly.
Nigga put the bomb.
Hear my words clearly. Not my number one movie of the year. No. The number one movie of the year is Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer is the number one movie of the year. Oppenheimer is the number one. Oppenheimer is winning the Best Picture award at the Oscars. Oppenheimer is winning the Best Picture award at the Movie Guy Awards. Oppenheimer is the movie of the year.
Y'all niggas worship him.
Let me just say this about Oppenheimer. Okay. I'm a huge Christopher Nolan fan. I have been since I was a child when I saw Batman Begins. I've been following his career ever since. This movie does not, this man does not have a single miss. All his movies are fire. Okay.
You stalking that nigga?
Oppenheimer exceeded any expectations that I could have ever had for the movie. It touched me on many levels. One, the science aspect of it. I've always been a huge fan of just like the science of anything, like physics, learning about space and the ocean. Those type of things is always, nigga. I was 12 years old watching Discovery Channel, watching Mythbusters and all type. That was my shit. Okay, while y'all was watching SpongeBob and Courage the Cowardly Dog, I was also watching. But on the same time, I was watching Mythbusters and all that other shit.
Food Network and History Channel. Let's get it.
I say all that to say, Oppenheimer was for me. Beautiful movie.
Art, nigga. What the fuck?
Yeah, chill with the soundboard. Beautiful movie. It's not as good as, because I know I'm the Dune guy, right? Dune is still the best movie I've seen. My favorite movie I've seen in the last few years. Oppenheimer is a close second. But for 2023, it is definitely my movie of the year. There's just not there's not enough good things I can say about the movie. It's just not. It's just not
You
good
excited
enough
for the
things.
sequel?
I could say a thing. That bomb in Oppenheimer went off like a fart in church, nigga. That shit did not go over well.
You sound like a dummy.
I did not like it.
You sound like an actual.
It was bad.
You sound like an actual dummy. You're pissing me off. You're pissing me off.
Y'all, no.
Okay. Who you think winning? The bomb in Oppenheimer or Keanu Reeves?
Keanu Reeves. I give it to him. I give it to him. That's how I felt about that.
Fucking stupid.
Oppenheimer was born.
People like Red Pay wanted to see the bomb go off and fucking Vin Diesel to pop out. Talking about family and shit. The way the bomb went off in the movie, not only did he recreate it using real life practical effects, if you watch the video footage from the actual bomb test, it is literally 1-to-1. I don't know how he did it. It literally is 1-to-1. They recreated it. Beautiful.
They don't stop the movie from being boring. Nigga.
Some people. Let me just say this. There's people who say the movie is boring for two reasons. The first half of the movie is a lot of science shit. These niggas are figuring out the problem, right? They're talking it out. They're doing math equations. You're seeing all of that. I like that shit. I enjoy seeing them work it out. That's interesting to me. The second half of the movie is the court case and the trials.
You're a fucking hypocrite, dog.
Let me finish, bitch. The second half of the movie is
Napoleon did the same shit, and you. Man,
no, it didn't. You see him and his fucking wife in the bedroom arguing. That's not the fucking same.
Nigga,
it's boring.
That's building. That's a part of the story.
I don't give a fuck.
You're such a hypocrite, dog.
Tarek, are you deaf? Hold on. No. Let me. Do you hear what you're saying right now? You're comparing a fucking scientist, a group of scientists trying to figure out how to create a bomb, to a man trying to figure out how to get his wife to love him. It's not the fucking same at all.
That's a big part of his character.
But it's not the same. One of them is more boring than the other. Sorry.
I reckon it's a character development movie, but the added science element is what pushes it over there.
Yes, it's more interesting. I don't give a fuck that Napoleon's wife is cheating on him. I don't give a fuck. He's a bitch.
But that's the point of Napoleon, though.
I don't care.
So you can't say what you said about the movie.
And they wrote it poorly. Napoleon is known.
It was a romance movie.
Exactly. They took Napoleon, a war fucking mastermind, and made a movie about him focusing on the
dog.
Hold on.
Napoleon has 61 battles, and there were only 3.
Yeah,
but the point is that the point of Napoleon is everyone knew he was a great general.
Yeah, I get
his
it. The
flaws-
point is to see the other side of him and his relationship.
Yes.
My
the
issue
reason
is,
why
but we
Napoleon-
already went through this, Tarek. They didn't tell that. They didn't even tell that part of the story good. They rushed through
thought they did.
everything.
I-
They didn't build a
thought they did
connection.
a great
Not only
No.
that, the director
Great.
also said, Scott, he also said that he didn't care about historical accuracy.
Bro,
he-
and the movie is
that's
3
about
hours,
sympathy.
and you don't build any connection with the characters at all. You don't care about him or his wife's relationship.
That's a fallacy, but
Another-
continue.
Another thing is that like they didn't have to show all the battles. They could have also showed off like peace treaties, like like the French Revolution. They only showed off a little tiny bit of it. It didn't have to be all battles, but I would like to know like his strategic,
Right.
like how is he?
How he came up with that
strategically-
And my issue
Yeah,
is,
like how he
if
came
you're
up with
going to
that
tell
shit.
us a story, or if you're going to focus the movie on his relationship, then make us care about the relationship. They didn't make it like I didn't. By the end of the movie, you don't give a fuck. You're not invested at all. It was a huge waste of time.
They won my
And
heart.
like the only time they
And on top of
talk
that,
about
Tyrek, their relationship don't even seem believable. It don't even really. You don't even really seem like they really were in love at all at any point in the movie.
Nigga, that's the point.
Yo,
that's
another
the
It
thing-
never
point.
comes through
Hold
at
on.
all.
Another
That's the
thing,
point.
wait. Another thing is that like the only time they talk about peace treaties or anything related to war outside of actually action is when he was trying to hit on the Austrian princess or some shit.
Well, when they made him emperor too, when they made him emperor, that was a big part of it too. Okay, this is the thing. I'm gonna get one time go back on this thing, but that movie would have been 5 hours if that included everything y'all wanted.
No, it just needed
They
a better
didn't have to
script.
do
I keep
that.
telling you that.
What?
It just needed a better script. That's all it
They
needed.
could have made they could have made a montage of battles.
Bro, yes, it
I
could.
think another thing that makes it hard is that people have already what's the word I'm looking for? A perception of, they already have a preconceived notion of who Napoleon is. Oppenheimer, didn't nobody even know, for one, who the fuck he was, and two, this movie was able to kind of give that, texturizing the pursuit of science and people figuring that out, and the taboo of science, for one. Because remember, Albert Einstein was also in there saying like, nigga, they don't like that I'm doing this. You know what I mean? So I think they were able to kind of build the character and tell us who Oppenheimer was, rather than giving y'all an example or a facet of Napoleon's life. Like, y'all wanted to see the blood martyring, strategic, warmongering.
I just wanted
the
to make an
general.
interesting
And
movie. Either show us
Yeah,
the
yeah.
interesting parts, which is the war, or if you're going to tell us a
But that-
romance
that-
story,
that
make it
histori-
interesting.
historically-
They didn't do that well. They didn't do it well.
Historically, I'm like, historians don't. They see the battles and stuff is not what made Napoleon. The reason why he was so interesting is because of the fucked up relationship he had. That's what I'm trying to say. Like with the movie y'all wanted is y'all wanted Troy in a movie where like this wasn't gonna be like Troy, dog.
I'm just speaking
It
for
was never
myself.
gonna be like-
They could have told the exact same story that they told, but the writing just did not carry. The relationship between them two, it didn't feel believable at all at any point. They had no on-screen chemistry at all. The relationship, I did not give a fuck about their relationship. He's writing her letters and shit, and we're supposed to feel like, oh, he's so madly in love. At no point was it believable. That's all I'm saying. It didn't.
That's the point, dog.
Oh,
Nah,
that was-
no.
that was
My
legit the
thing is
point.
that like Napoleon, ever since history classes in middle school and shit, I always been taught and known that everybody is known for him being like having a strategic, like he's like him and Alexander the Great is like have the best strategic mindsets. That's
Yeah,
why
Remember,
when I
like
get
Napoleon complex, like we want to
Yeah.
see that.
But that's the point.
When I come
Alexander the
into
Great was also
a
a
Napoleon movie,
sodomizer though too. That's the point. Like if you watch the
yeah, but
Alexander
no
the
one
Great
talks.
movie,
Nobody talks in history classes. Nobody talks about. No, I had never heard about anybody talk about Napoleon's wife until that movie.
no, because in high school they're not gonna teach you about that shit because they're gonna teach you, oh, he did this and that.
because it don't
But when you
matter.
go on, like,
That's why it don't
when
matter.
you do, when
Yeah,
you
it
deep,
don't
no, when you-
matter.
no, yes, it does matter because when they talk about this and like, especially in higher education, they talk about the character, like what, like their personalities and what, like their motivations and stuff like that. So when they write these books or they write these novels about these people, the battles are always in the background, and then the character or the character motivations and their personal relations what's in the forefront. So, for example, Alexander the Great, no one really cares about the battles he won. They just feel like, yo, the dude was kind of a sick motherfucker. Like, and that's what they go into. I feel like y'all wanted to see Troy. It's the same thing with Troy. when people watch Troy, and that's why the Troy movie was kind of panned. So when we watched Troy, we watched Achilles do all the battles and shit, but they didn't go in depth in his fucking character at all. But if you read the Odyssey, you realize how much in depth his character was. But it's like, no, people just wanted to see the battles and shit. So I'm like, y'all wanted to see Troy, but in Napoleon form, and I feel like that route, people would have hated it more because they're like, well, it's just a war movie and you're seeing battles all over again. You're not really seeing Napoleon be Napoleon. And I feel like, yeah, if you're in high school and shit like that, they're gonna teach you like the basic. Okay, Napoleon was this great general, da 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 da, and the tactics. At the end of the day, they're gonna show you the tactics don't really fucking matter because I feel like that's in the background. We knew he was a great general. They don't really know they go in that depth for that shit. All they had to do was show the character, like why Napoleon was such a crazy person. People thought Napoleon was the Antichrist. Like that, people like when people during that time thought,
for us to understand why he was Antichrist, we need to know that his wife cheated on him. Okay.
well, he became emperor, and then
Okay.
all the other shit.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
all right.
Okay.
Continue with your list.
Let me just say this, because I'm tired of
Bro,
Napoleon
I
talk. The movie sucks.
That's
Tyrek doing
why
all
I
this
need to
defending,
see
and the movie wasn't even high on his fucking list. You didn't even like the movie that much, nigga.
It was
Cut it out.
honorable mention.
Cut it
I
out.
did not need to see Napoleon crawling under the table trying to get a bush pussy out. I just want to watch that.
But back to my list, I just want to say, yeah, Oppenheimer is my number one of the year. It's my favorite movie I've seen since Dune, and Christopher Nolan is my favorite director. He still continues to be my favorite director. My second favorite would be Denis Villeneuve, who makes Dune. He also did Blade Runner 2049. He did Prisoners. He has no misses.
You dicky him so much.
I'm gonna
No.
say you get off that nigga dick. Yeah.
Bro, listen to me clearly.
Dicky.
Listen to me
Yeah.
clearly.
You're a dicky.
No, listen to me clearly.
You're
You might not
please.
like Dune, but all his other movies are good. He has no misses, bro. Y'all seen Prisoners, right or wrong? Y'all seen Prisoners, right?
Yeah.
Prisoners, in my opinion, is
That
that
is a
movie.
That's like a top 5 movie.
It's the same director. That nigga is him. He is one of the best directors out.
That's
Period.
dick eating. Why you have to say it's
I don't.
him?
You just said it's one of your top
that's
movies.
dick eating.
You just said it's one of your
Yeah,
top
but
movies.
I'm not gonna say like yeah.
I'm
but
saying
gonna
what you
say,
scared
oh,
to say.
like, he top-
I'm
yeah,
saying
but
what you
could-
scared to say. Yeah.
Nah, you could just say, oh, like he's my top 5 directors. You straight out like dick.
He's
eating,
him.
Like,
No, he's him.
like
Well-
half the dick is in your mouth. You talking about it's him. He's him.
He
That
did
is
he
dick
did
eating.
Arrival. Arrival is fucking fire. Underrated sci-fi movie. He ain't got no misses, bro. He did Sicario. That nigga got no misses. But anyway,
Hey, Steven Spielberg is better than Christopher Nolan. So
Quentin
Steven
Tarantino's
Spielberg's
better.
last movie was West Side Story, and it fucking sucked. So that was our top 5 of the year.
Tarantino's better.
ooh.
We're not going to do this. That was our top 5 of the year. If you haven't seen any of those movies, check them out. We all recommend them, obviously. We only have one more topic for the show, and we'll get up out of here. News broke after the last podcast that Jonathan Majors has been officially found guilty of assault and harassment, misdemeanor charges. He faces up to a year in jail. He may get probation if his lawyer is good enough. But he faces up to a year in jail. And he has been not only fired from Marvel, he was dropped by his manager, he was dropped by his agent.
Damn.
Everybody is officially cleaning their hands of Jonathan Majors because of this situation. Now, I want to make something very clear before we get into the topic of the discussion. He wasn't really found guilty of anything that serious. The main thing he was found guilty of was during the argument with his girlfriend, he was trying to get her back into the car, and she got hurt. She got some injuries because he was trying to essentially, she took his phone. He was trying to get his phone back. She got hurt, and then he was trying to pull her back into the car. She got hurt. Outside of that, there's footage of her chasing this man down the street. There's evidence of her assaulting him physically. All in all, it sounds like this situation was just a toxic relationship on both of their parts. But unfortunately, Jonathan Majors was the only person that was actually found guilty on some charges. And because of that, he was let go by Marvel. Now, they let go. They pretty much fired him immediately after the verdict came out. So it kind of seems like, and this is just some, conspiracy theory shit, but it kind of seemed like they was ready to get rid of him, and they just wanted a reason, because they wasted no time getting rid of him. But yeah, he's officially out of Marvel. He's not going to be playing Kang anymore. The rumors from the insiders is that Kang will be recast. Me personally, I hope he's not recast. I would rather them just pivot to another villain. I just feel like a recast is it's gonna be awkward. They're gonna have another guy come. It's just gonna be awkward.
They have a movie called Kang Dynasty.
No, they renamed. No.
It's
But
not called
they
that
say
anymore.
it's just called
Well,
Avengers 5 now.
this is the thing. The whole Loki shit got that nigga in it. They have a whole fucking cutscene. They have a whole fucking post credit scene. Ant-Man 3 with that nigga in it. Everyone's talking about this nigga, and then they're not gonna recast him. This is the same shit they did with the fucking Black Panther. Another nigga, black dude, they're not gonna recast. They're just gonna, let's write him out the story. They do that shit again. I hope. Oh my god, I hope Kevin Feige gets hit by a bus.
But
dog.
the easy way out for them is just put Doctor Doom, and nobody gonna complain.
They can't, but they need to set him up. They can't just introduce a character. This is my thing. They have no choice but to recast him. They cannot not recast him. Because they're fantastic. All that shit leading up to Kang, he's a Fantastic Four villain too. So it's like, first of all, they said Doctor Doom was not in the Fantastic Four movie. So
they might have to rewrite that movie, dog.
They can't, because everything's gonna get pushed back again. So they're not gonna go 2 or 3 years without no fucking movie. So what are they gonna do next? He's supposed to be remember, they said that Kang was the center of this whole fucking, like, he may not be the main last villain, but he's the centerpiece of this whole phase 5 and 6 shit. They have to recast him. They gotta find another bell pepper nose ass nigga and fucking cast him.
You could do it
as Kang. You could do it too. I mean, I don't know. Get some dude that dresses like he's in a Negro League game, get him out of there, and fucking cast him. I don't know who. Find somebody. There got to be someone that looks like him, or I don't think he should have been fired. I feel like Marvel, as I said, Wonton said, I feel like they were looking for a reason to do it, and I guess they've been trying to do it, but they didn't have a really good reason to do it the last year and a half.
I think they learned their lesson from the Johnny Depp situation, because that pissed Johnny Depp off, and he said he ain't working with allegedly. So,
well, they're not, and that's the thing, is like, if he counter sues or something like that, and then wins the case or whatever, in a civil manner, then it's gonna look fucking stupid. And I don't know. I just feel like it was dumb, because it's like, dog, you can't. It's like firing fucking Robert Downey Jr. Like, at this point, I'm not saying he has the same impact, but at the same time, it's like you can't just remove Iron Man from the fucking. It's not like Terrence Howard when the nigga left. No one gave a fuck about Terrence Howard. Like, fuck him. This is like your main villain. Like, this is like Thanos. Say what's his name? Josh Brolin, whatever his name. Say if he did something stupid and they just kicked him out, it would have been stupid. Like, they should. You know what, man? Fuck the image. Fuck the consequences. They should have kept him around.
Yeah.
Red Peg, Alex, do you guys have any thoughts about Jonathan Major's situation?
I don't have much to say about it. Tough. Marvel, they going out sad, dog. All their movies are mid to, unless it's involving a super big character. So I don't know.
Would you want to recast, or would you want the new villain?
I'm indifferent, dog. I ain't gonna lie, I don't care, to be real with you.
I think, me personally, I'm not. A lot of people are like, I haven't seen. Okay, let me back up. A lot of the jokes have been, well, I guess we're gonna see him on Tubi or Netflix. But I guess it's time to wrap it up. I don't think people aren't gonna support his next endeavor. I think people are just like fearful that his next job won't be as big, because this nigga had 3 movies in the theaters at one time in 1 year. He had the the pilot movie, Kang, and then he had
Creed 3.
Creed.
I mean, this situation couldn't have been worse timing. Early the beginning of this year, he had the whole magazine cover. They're hyping him up like the next big star. Creed 3 came out. All within the same year this shit's happening. So,
and I think for us, like, if you look at it from what I understand, it looks like he was getting, and even the driver was like, she was hitting him and shit like that, hitting on him, and he trying to get his phone, and by trying to get his shit away from her, he, I guess, hurt her hand or something in doing so. But they ignore that. Like, they charge him for, like, saying, get off of
they
me,
basically
but
say he was too aggressive while fighting her back
Cause
fighting her off.
it's a big old black buff dude, and it's a little white girl. And like, here, my hand. You was hitting this man. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it's like half of me is like, you know what you getting into dealing with a white woman as a prominent black man for one, and two, um, you know that the car is gonna be against you, and three, it seemed like they was already having issues because then the recording came out where he was saying you're doing too much, you like in public. Whether you think that he's being controlling or whatever the fuck, obviously they had issues of him feeling a way about her being drunk publicly. So if you know that in private y'all having these issues, my nigga, you have to have the wherewithal to remove yourself from that situation because it was gonna happen regardless. It was gonna happen eventually. Y'all was
Right.
gonna have this happen eventually. It was just a matter of like you said, how bad was it gonna be? And you've lost your Marvel bag. You've lost the ability to be the next big black face in Marvel. We had, I don't even want to count Terrence Howard, but um
Samuel.
Samuel L. We've had uh the Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman. Like we've had a few of them where we champion the blacks uh that have been able to make a character themselves, right? Blade, for
Right.
instance. We champion those because we're in support of that, and we're happy when we see one of us on the screen. And it's just unfortunate, but I don't think I don't think people won't support him. Honestly, I haven't seen anyone be like, "That's what you get. That's what you fucking get." I've seen a lot of commentary of just saying like, "Eh, it's fucked up," but I think he'd be fine. I think if he gets another big role, people will go watch it. I don't think, you know, he ain't gonna be able to come back doing that same lip tuck he be doing where he just like pout his lips out. He gonna have to get, go to school or get in the lab at a dojo with one of the greats type shit.
They
Sit
say your
down
name.
somewhere.
Yeah.
He gonna have to take a role that humbles him. Like he is gonna have to take a role that, bar none, is just a great acting job. That's what it's gonna take. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's my opinion on it.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't have much to add as well. I'll just say the only reason I'm against the recast is just because when we were kids, and I'm speaking from personal standpoint, when we were kids and they put Don Cheadle in Iron Man 2, like we was just like, oh, what the fuck? But we just kept watching the movie. Who gives a fuck? We kids. Like I'm a grown man. I'm gonna notice another nigga playing Kang. It's just gonna throw me off. It's gonna be awkward. It's gonna be weird. I understand
so
like the whole multiverse concept that Kang can look like and be like anybody, but they've already established in Marvel that damn near every variant looks like Jonathan
Okay.
Majors. It would have been different if from the beginning they made it seem like he could look like anybody, but they haven't. So it'll
Oh,
be a
But
minor complaint.
not
Like I
not
won't.
everybody has seen Loki though.
Well, the
that
cutscene
was
the cutscene I'm referring to was in Ant-Man. At the end of the
yeah.
Ant-Man, they show that post-credit scene where all the King variants look like him.
I
Um,
thought you were talking about Loki.
if they do it, it won't be a big deal. Like I'm still gonna fucking watch whatever Marvel movie they drop, the Avengers, whatever. But it will be in the back of my mind, like, I wish
I
they,
fucking hate you guys.
I kind of wish they would have just, I don't know, figure something else out. But it won't be the end of the world, whatever they do. I just hope the main reason I'm against it, them firing him, I should say, is I hope it doesn't fuck up the timeline too much because we've already had enough delays, enough restructurings. I just hope it doesn't lead to more of that shit. The Marvel MCU's already been in shambles for the last 2-3 years.
yeah.
I don't need it to be like I want them to get this shit figured the fuck out. So that's
Well,
all.
they gonna catch a big break when Deadpool. I don't know when that come out next year, but that's gonna be a big break for them. They're gonna
Got a
make money
question
on
for the
that.
room.
But one time, if you don't want them to recast, what do you want them to do? Just bring Doctor Doom in?
Like I said, I would just rather them make pivot to a new villain. I don't give a fuck.
But how would they do?
That's their job
That's
to
the
figure out.
confusing.
They gonna make Loki come in and do something stupid to where we ain't gotta worry about it no more.
Mm.
Make it seem like somebody
Hey,
else is pulling the strings the whole time. I don't know. Do what they do.
I think how do y'all feel about actors? Because I know music is as easy as well. If you don't want to listen to them, don't listen to them. How do y'all feel about court cases at the drop of a hat taking actors out of roles like that? Because when y'all mentioned that Amber Heard girl, I was like, damn, that's Not saying like if people fucked up, then like, well, let them still work and make money. Like if they fucked up, they fucked up. But what's y'all's initial reaction when y'all see people lose a role immediately based on shit they're doing in their personal
Like
life?
if it's been in production for a while, that shit makes no sense to me. It is like with D with
Yeah.
your boy, they just kept him in and just took the L. So
Oh, with Ezra Miller.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
I mean, like, I just don't
and that
like
nigga
in
was
my
a fucking
mind.
creep. So
Yeah, like in my mind, I'm like, if they doing some fucked up shit, they gonna get their consequences how they want to get their consequences. But a
Yeah.
studio trying to say we're taking him out because what in fear? I guess the only fear is that people won't support it. But I just feel like I just feel like it ain't that deep. Like just let the
right,
nigga, he or she, like just let them do the role. People don't watch it, they don't watch it. But
right.
making the fans suffer because the story has to be rewritten or delays or you have to be tricky with what you show on the screen because like you said with Amber Heard, they took her portions out and I'm just like, bro, just let the movie go out, bro, at this point.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of stupid. Like unless they did some seriously heinous shit, I
Yeah.
keep them in the movie, bro. And then if after the movie you want to restructure, cool. But if it's a movie you have in production, yeah,
Let it rock, bro. Just let it rock. And then if you want to say, hey, after this, we might part ways just because our company doesn't really want to align. Because like at the end of the day, it's their company. Our company don't really want to align with folks that kind of have this thing going on. I'm not mad at that. It's your company, but do that next film. Like let the movie come out. Just let us see the fucking movie, you know.
Right.
But
but
I
that's
just
all I
wanted to drop
had.
it.
For topics, we gave our top 5, we gave our bottom 5s. Did any of y'all have anything y'all want to add before we get to the outro?
Other than
Um,
being a power bottom.
Tom Cruise is the action goat. Shout out to him for carrying the movie industry back to back years with Top Gun Maverick and Mission Impossible.
You fucking idiot. I will say this. Thank you everyone for sticking with us for a year, bro. It's been really fun.
Yeah.
I've always looked forward to these episodes. Yeah, man, thanks for rocking with us. Hopefully, we can get more people to come on and speak with us. Hey, another thing, the movie guys might be on the road. We might be popping up on other podcasts. You never know.
Yes, sir. Shout out to the Late Saint podcast, man.
Yeah,
We
shout out to
popping up
everybody
on it.
that's been watching and supporting. We definitely appreciate you guys. Anybody that's been sharing the podcast, just rocking with us every week. We see you guys in the chat. I got the chat open at all times, so I see
Yeah,
y'all. I
shout out to
appreciate
Mafia
all the
Quad,
love.
man. Shout out to Mafia Quad.
Shout out to Mafia Quad. Shout out to Fresh Ingredient in the chat. Lady Hulk. My boy Kiso.
John Donuts.
John
Donuts can
Donuts.
make it today.
Our 5th
Yeah,
member.
John.
E-Rock Jack Move.
Walking
Shout
directions
out to
to
everybody.
Popeye's
So
Louisiana Kitchen.
Yo, what the fuck?
Oh, fuck.
somebody hungry as hell.
Popeye's Louisiana chicken.
But yeah, we appreciate it. This is our last show of the year. We'll be back in a few weeks in 2024. Just to give you guys a sneak peek of what we'll be talking about. The next show for 2024 will be our most anticipated movies of 2024. I'm going to see if I can get some guests on that can give us their top 5s of 2023, and they'll also join in the conversation for what they're looking forward to for 2024. But that's it. We can go ahead and get to outros. Tarek, what you want to say to the people, man?
So good year movies. A lot of hidden gems, and can't wait for next year. Dune's probably the biggest release at the beginning of the year.
Yes,
So
sir.
I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully a lot of the movies that got delayed from this year to next year turns out being good. But good year.
Alex, what you got for your outro?
Man, peace, love, and light. I'm a movie guy, day in, day out. From the moment I wake up to the moment I fucking close my eyes at night. Movie guys.
Movie guy.
Red Pig, how you
Yeah.
feeling?
Feeling good, man. Shout out to everybody, man. Love the support, man. I'm finishing up some things I got for the movie guys. Not gonna say too much on it, but next year it might be ready.
Fire.
Yeah. And shout out to y'all, episode 21. We almost
Maybe
to
you want to ask
episode.
me, fuck nigga?
I forgot Chop was here.
Oh yeah, Chop
Yeah,
was
Chop.
Chop was an
Outro.
uninvited special guest. Chop, go ahead, get your outro.
Nigga, it's my Discord. Hey man, follow me on Instagram, BSShop_.
Oh my god. Hell no.
Oh yeah, if any of y'all, I know it's cold outside. If any of y'all want some fucking, puffer coats, some Montclairs, Canada Goose, hit up Chop, man. He got
Oh
you.
yeah. I saw designer for the low, man. If I
And it's
$1,700.
real.
Yeah, it's real too, because there's authentications and shit that you can link up to the phone and shit. Anyway, I can get Jordans for the low. I can get designer for the low. Anything you could think of: Christian Dior, Gucci, Balenciaga, Venoments. Anything you could think of. It can be from avant-garde. It can be some avant-garde, some shit like some shit you never heard of. I can get you it. Anyway, hit me up, man. Just hit. I got Red Peg and his boys some shit. I just got some. I just got some niggas some shit. I got a lesbian couple some Montclairs just recently. I can get y'all some shit. Hit me up. Hit me up.
Don't
Hit me
get
up.
in on this.
BS shop __. Hit me up.
And before I end, I just want to shout out to our sponsor, the FBI, the CIA, the FBI. Shout out to y'all for sponsoring
Nigga
the
said
Movie
I
Guys
got
podcast.
He said I got a lesbian couple, 2 Montclair jackets.
If you need any tips on some
Hey man, it's
scammers,
Christmas time. It's matching season.
Christmas was like
shout out to
Someone
y'all.
says we got
If you want to match with your girl with some Burberry pajamas, hit me up.
fire. Baby
Yeah.
shower, we got you.
Yes,
Shout out to
sir.
y'all. We'll see y'all in 2024. I don't know when yet, but we'll figure it out. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. Hope y'all enjoyed the show. And yeah, we're gone.